Darius, you've done so many wonderful things for Frankie. I don't know if people realize, you surprised him at his high school talent show. No one knew you were coming. You snuck in the back, and you provided a memory for him that he'll never forget. You also came to his high school graduation party, and you came as his friend. And, like, Frankie just really thinks the world of you. I mean, he really loves you, and he talks about you a lot.
Well, I love Frankie too. I mean, I love our relationship. I mean, we're good friends. Every time we see each other, we're hugging and talking. He's always telling me how great Clemson is and making me mad. I love Frankie. He's very
I know his favorite songs.
You know his favorite songs?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sing them all the time. You know, he has taken up your practice of being able to sing Frank Sinatra's set and also sing the Darius Rucker set. So as his manager, his agent, his roadie, and his groupie, I'm always trying to set him up for something to DJ or to, get him in front of somebody with a tux, because he looks really good.
There you go. I love that. Absolutely. I want to see you in a tux.
Well, we know you got a big day. You got to sing the national anthem today in Darlington, right?
Yeah, very excited about that. First real sporting event back.
Right.
It was really, I was honored to be asked to do that.
Darius, you've accomplished so much in your life. When you think about one of the most fondest memories of being on the road or of your career path, what would you say that is?
Oh man, there's so many. It's funny that you brought it up. We got to do the Special Olympics once, and that was the first time I met Quincy Jones. And we hung out with Quincy that day, and it was just a great day. And watching all those kids, that day just really stands out. It was a great memory.
Well, you've been a great friend to our family. You certainly have pumped up Frankie and given him incredible street cred over his high school career and his college career, because he is the best name dropper in the house.
Hey, Frankie, you can't tell the story if you don't drop the name.
Right.
That's right. That's right. Well, Darius, we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for your friendship, and thank you for your support for our event.
Oh, absolutely. You guys, how many are you? 95%, 99% today?
I think I'm right, a little shy of 90.
Wow, that's crazy.
And you know what? I've struggled. I've been a little disappointed. The elements actually got to me a little bit, and that's a really good excuse, shooting outside in your driveway. But that free throw burpee routine that I did for the last 5 weeks should have paid off a little bit more. I should have been a little higher with my percentage.
You should have been, but you'll be all right.
But I mean, you're the best, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your incredible friendship and your endearing relationship with Frankie.
Absolutely. I'll see you guys later. Frankie, I'll see you later, man.
What's up, Gamecocks?
There you go. See you later.
Thanks, D. So live TV from the garage studio and the driveway sometimes requires making a little bit of an adjustment, because the sun is right in the square on the basket. There's condensation on the backboard, so it looks like one giant blur. So we have to wait for me to shoot on the top of the air. I can't shoot right now because I can't even see the rim. So we're going to pivot. And this is going to be better than watching me shoot anyway, because we have one of the most iconic coaches in all of basketball, not just on the women's side. Head coach Dawn Staley from the University of South Carolina has a busy summer schedule getting the AmeriCup team, which will be future Olympians, and the best college players on the women's side. And then, of course, the Olympics are coming up, and she's going to be the head coach of the Olympic team. I mean, to start listing the resume for Dawn Staley would take up too much time. She's got too much going on, and she is somebody that we admire and respect. She has supported this event the last 2 years. We appreciate all that she does in the Low Country. I'm trying to live up to Dawn Staley's example, because Dawn does more than just coach and teach young women. She has created so much intention, education, and advocacy for diversity and inclusion and for people doing the right thing. So I'm so pleased that right now we can bring you the head coach at the University of South Carolina and this year's Olympic coach, Dawn Staley.
24 hours of nothing but net keeps rolling right along, and now we get to have Dawn Staley. It's an interview that Dina and I have been looking forward to. Dawn, thank you so much for being with us, the head coach at the University of South Carolina. And if we start ticking off your resume, we're going to be here all day. So we're going to get right to it. Thank you, first of all, for supporting this event. You always support this initiative for Special Olympics, and it's greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Debbie. It's always a pleasure what you do with this event each year. Is quite incredible. The tirelessness of what you do, the selflessness of what you do, and I don't know how you do it, but prayers and strength will keep you up for 24 hours and knocking down shots. But you live by that. That's what you say to all of us. Shoot till your arms fall off. And that's what you do.
Well, that is right, Dawn. Thank you for saying that, because that's exactly what's going on in my driveway. As I am shooting until my arm falls off, probably right into an ice bucket post game. But I'm trying to follow your example. Honestly, you're so philanthropic. You're so giving of your time. You care about so many initiatives nationally, but particularly in our own community. And that's what Special Olympics is. We're trying to raise some money to make this population, people that maybe aren't counted on, or people don't look to give an opportunity to, but Special Olympics does all that, and I know you get that.
I absolutely do. Obviously I've done quite a few Special Olympic appearances when I was with the USA team, and now here in the state of South Carolina. I do think it's a population that's oftentimes overlooked. But if you spend any time with any athlete, Special Olympic athlete, you'll understand they give it their all. They're so passionate about it. They're so into it. They're just like us. They got that burning desire to win. They have the agony of defeat. They have the proper preparation to give it their all. And when you give it your all and you win, you got the highest level of elation. And then when you lose, you got the agony of defeat. I'm sure someone want to fight. Someone want to. It's all those emotions that we have, and why not give them an opportunity to express all of that, all of it.
You've been around my guy enough to know that the way you just described winning, losing, and wanting to compete, and sometimes mad about losing. Yeah, that's my guy, Frankie.
Frankie, what a dude. I mean, it's for real though, Debbie. It's hard for me to see him in that purple and orange, but it's Frankie. It's Frankie. Frankie's loved by everyone, in and around the state of South Carolina and nationally. So Frankie's always been my guy.
Well, I appreciate you giving him a free pass on the Clemson. You and Darius Rucker are the only ones that say that they might like Clemson just for a second if it has something to do with Frankie.
That's it. Dawn, I want to ask you a question. You know that Debbie's having to do this for 24 hours. You're a coach of the year. Can you give her some words to get her through, to motivate her? When she gets to that 12-hour mark, to that 16-hour mark, the 20-hour mark, and then in the home stretch, what would you be yelling at her from the sidelines so she can hear it echoing when she's doing it?
Here's the thing. It is your very best when when the element is against you, when you're tired. That brings out the best, and I think only Debbie will put herself through this much torture for an incredible cause. So the only thing I have to say is keep on going. You can't fail. If you fail, the whole thing is done. So the pressure.
No pressure.
Debbie. The pressure's
Yeah.
on. Apply the pressure, and then at the end of that 24 hours, it's going to be a precious diamond, and that diamond is going to be a whole lot of people raising you up, and a whole lot of people you raise money for the Special Olympics. Some special people.
Well, that's exactly what my motivation is to try to make our community better. And, Dina, you live in Columbia. You know all the wonderful things Dawn does and her reach across the state and nationally in basketball, not in women's basketball, in basketball, what she does. Dawn, let's talk about your schedule this summer with the Olympics just quickly. I know you have an incredibly challenging pressure opportunity yourself to try to get us number 8 in a row, which everybody thinks it's easy. Like, we have the most talent, we've got the best resources, we've got the best coaching, but I know it's not that easy.
It's not. Well, I got to talk about the FIBA America, because I'm coaching in that.
That's
in
right.
in June. So I think it will put me in USA basketball and represent the red, white, and blue mode. So we have that, and we're going to take a star-studded college team down to Puerto Rico to play other people's national teams. So it's going to be grown women that our college team we're playing against. Luckily for us, we got the best of the best. And then shortly after that, sometime in July, we'll head. I believe is Vegas, where our training camp's going to be. We'll do some exhibition games, and then towards the end of July, we'll head on down to Tokyo. I know I say it as simple as possible, but within that, it's just pressure to perform. And I believe it's the seventh in a row, Debbie.
Oh, 7 in a row. Okay.
7 in a row. Don't want to be the coach that, you know how at the end of your 24 hours, I don't want to be the coach that ends that streak. So I got to apply the same pressure that I just applied to you, to myself, to make sure we get it done, no matter what, no matter how tired, no matter what the element is, no matter, what we got going on in our world. We have to get it done in Tokyo to keep that streak going.
Nobody understands those pressures really better than you, Dawn. You've been a part of USA basketball since you could dribble, just about. I mean, you have a remarkable career with incredible service to our country. All the gold medals you won as a player versus the ones that you win as a coach. How do you measure those, or is one harder than another? You're the leader in all those situations anyway.
I would definitely have to say coaching is probably the hardest because literally you prepare them, and they're the ones that really have to perform. Just like when I was a player, we had to perform for the coach in order for the coach to get a gold medal. So there's pressure with that, because you have players who are first time Olympians. You got players that are 2, 3, 4, and then Sue and Diana will be 5-time Olympians. When you have that type of experience, they all come together for one common goal, and that's to win. So we apply pressure to ourselves to make sure that we play the best basketball. Not in practice, not in games, not in the gold medal game, but all the time. Like, we don't take a possession off, no matter where we're playing. So I think that's the beauty of it, and that is what it's going to take, because obviously we've been through a strained year, and the Olympics were supposed to be over by now, and we're supposed to be just glancing over at our gold medals, but it got postponed for a year, and now we have to do it in a few months. And I think we're all at a place where we just want to get there and compete and try to bring home another gold medal.
We'll be counting on that parade in Columbia. We're counting on it with your own team, but we know that the Olympics is going to be an opportunity for us to celebrate as well. The one last thing I want to ask you, Dawn, is you talked about the pressure part of what you do, and then in a small, what I'm doing with my training to get ready, and the two-a-days, and the torture is a really good word for it that I'm putting myself through. But I want to ask you this because you said something that really resonates with me. I'm not doing this for myself or for the free throws. It's not about that, but there is some pressure that comes with the motivation of not letting anybody down, right? We have, to me, that's the thing that motivates me the most. It's not the money, it's not or a salary or what you make. It's more about we're in a relationship building business anyway in athletics. And that's what Special Olympics is, building relationships. How do you feel about that? I mean, the relationship part of being your motivation for what you're getting ready to take on.
I mean, that's what it's really about. No matter what level, no matter what organizations you represent, no matter what set of people. Like I go back to when I grew up in the projects. I don't want to let those people down in anything I do. We have future Olympians who some of them I'll be coaching for this AmeriCup team. I don't want to let them down. They have to understand what it takes to be an Olympian, to compete every day at a certain level, and not let your guards down. Because when you do, you allow things to impact the end results, and the end results impacts a lot of people. So for me, we have to the fans, our Americans, everybody is riding on us winning a gold medal. Now it may not be the prettiest basketball at all times, and we'll hear about that from the fans, but they're invested. I don't mind.
Yeah.
When our fams, are looking at our teams and we're not playing up the par they tell us about. I don't mind that. Here's why: because they're invested. They want. They feel it. They're a part of our family. They want us to play the very best. They apply that pressure for us to play the very best, and when we don't, it lets them down. And we just don't want to be in that place of letting anyone down. I know, that's a hard feat, but if we can hold the masses up by doing the things that we need to do to keep them in a great place, there's a great deal of pressure involved in doing that, and we were built for it. Debbie, you were built for it. I was built for it. So why not do it for do it for us and do it for the people that we represent.
I don't think any of this happens by accident. I think this is all a part of our faith and our fate and what God's plan is for us. And I think about that every day right now while the AARP mail is trickling into my house and I'm out there in the driveway doing this ridiculous free throw burpee routine, and my neighbors want to know if I'm going to pass out or not. But I feel you, Dawn, about the accountability, right? I mean, yeah, the fans, they get on your teams, they get on us, but you have to keep it in perspective because I want to help the game be as good as it can be. So if somebody doesn't like something I said and it's legitimate, then I have an accountability to the game. It's not about me. It's about you, young people, helping young people and helping a variety of young people in all kinds of settings try to become better. And nobody does that better than you. And I can't thank you enough for taking time. I know how busy you are, but I so respect our relationship and thank you so much.
Thank you, Debbie. Good luck. And we'll be praying for you for much strength and endurance to get through.
I'm going to be thinking about you, Dawn, about 4 a.m. You're going to be my 4 a.m. thought, my meditation on 4 a.m. Dina, you're going to remind me at 4 a.m., right?
Well, I'll just play that clip of Dawn.
5 a.m. The number 5.
Oh,
the number 5.
No, 5. Yes. Yes, 5 is your number. I'm going with 5. You're right. 100%. 5. Thank you for that, Dawn. You're the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Dina. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
All right, now, Tiger fans, you know Amanda Butler, okay? She's the head coach for the Clemson women. She is a longtime friend and supporter of Special Olympics and 24 Hours of Nothing But Net. And most importantly, my main guy, Frankie, who is obviously my inspiration for doing this. Amanda, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure, Debbie. You hit the nail on the head. I think that I'm just I really feel special to be invited, and you know how I feel about Frankie. I mean, you're special, but let's be honest. Frankie's the main man. So to be a part of what you're doing and to be on here and try to get folks fired up in the same way that I am, I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, Amanda, you never hesitate to be a great resource for the Antonelli family. The transition for Frankie to Clemson was, one thing that we had to deal with, and you jumped right in and said, "I'll take him as a manager. I have no problem, letting him get involved." And it's a really big deal what Clemson Life does benefit from this fundraiser. If you will recall, I took them all on a trip to Atlanta to a Hawks game and to a Special Olympic basketball tournament. So what you're doing and supporting us and helping us is really making a difference for, Special Olympic athletes all across South Carolina.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Debbie. But I tell you what, 1000% that we benefit so much more from having Frankie running the show for us than he benefits from us. I mean, he's such a joy, and him and his partner in crime, Noah. I mean, those two guys are just the ultimate hype men, and it's just a privilege. It's a privilege to be able to, maximize our relationship and our connection over such a great cause. And that Clemson Life program, for people that are, paying attention to what we're doing here this weekend, that Clemson Life program is a life changer. And not just for the kids that are in the program, but for everybody that gets to come alongside them during that part of their life. Really special.
Amanda, your mom and my mom are very similar. I've had a chance to get to know your family pretty well, and I love your mom and dad, and they are extended family to your Clemson family. But when I think about your mom and my mom and some of the things that they've been able to help us accomplish in our lives, one of the things that my mom always said to me is, "I didn't get Frankie because I did something wrong. I got Frankie because I did something right." It is probably the wisest thing she ever said to me. It is true about how he can have such an impact, and his friends at Clemson Life have such an impact on so many people. I mean, just think about the 400 plus volunteers on Clemson's campus that get involved in Clemson Life. I mean, why do you think Clemson is such a special place?
Oh my gosh, I don't think that you want me to 100% take over this whole deal and talk and dominate with all the reasons why Clemson's such a special place, but it is though, and I think the thing that is, just the strongest testimony is for anyone who's been on our campus or been involved, and especially in really really awesome parts of our campus, like the Clemson Life space, Clemson Athletics. I think everybody, knows the reputation and the level of eliteness because of accomplishments. But the level of connection and care that exists on our campus, whether you're talking about at a softball game or at a Clemson Life event, or out on the president's front yard, it is just really something that's undeniable. It's people driven in a really, really smart and strategic way. And it's just a privilege to be able to serve there. It really is. And we just want everybody to experience it, whether that's through a football game, whether that's through a women's basketball game, whether that's through participation in, Clemson Life or any of the other amazing programs that are going on our campus.
So I'm going to take you a little deeper into maybe your second cup of coffee this morning, and
tea. I'm a tea drinker.
Oh, tea. Okay, tea. Get you a little bit deeper about, part of the reason why I wanted to do this fundraiser was because special education and Special Olympics are directly connected. Special education is the least funded, the first cut. And we know as young women growing up and always having an opportunity to play, how important sport is and why playing is important. Now, I'm raising 3 boys, you're raising 2. And you think about just sport in its pure entity of play for healthy life choices and everything, where would you put that, where would you put sport in your hierarchy of importance with your family, and why you think playing sport is important?
Well, I tell you, there's two things that 100% come before sport, but it is a very, very, very important priority for us. You know, the way that we spend our quality time as a family and our faith journey as a family are priorities for us. But our quality time as a family and the connection and love that we have, sport is a part of that. It's an integrated part of that. And some of that is the structured and the formal opportunities to compete and grow and learn about ourselves that way. And then, you know, probably the best ones though are the informal ones. You know, when we get out in the driveway and throw the ball around with Nehemiah, we've got hoops, as you might imagine, at varying sizes all over our house. You know, I've got a 1 year old, so we got the one that he can shoot on. We've got kind of the mid-size goal, so that Nehemiah is progressing his game. And then the next step, which we're very excited about, is a regulation rim that we'll probably be putting in the next 2 years, since Nehemiah can almost reach the rim now. But it's absolutely critical, Debbie, and we know, you know, as former athletes, as women, as people who've had the opportunity to coach, participate in so many different ways, that it has to be important. And for things to be important, there have to be people who are willing to make things important. And sometimes that's time and engagement and support in the way of showing up. And sometimes that's opening up your pocketbook and funding projects and getting behind projects and being a good steward of the financial blessings that you've been able to receive to move things forward. So, you know, I just, sport has blessed me in so many different ways. Uh, you know, my relationship with you and your family and Frankie and the Clemson Life program has enhanced our program in so many different ways. We have a young lady on our team right now, Amari Robinson, that probably it wasn't for Clemson Life. And she's, man, Mari's a great ball player and an awesome representative of our university. She probably chose to come play ball at Clemson University because of Clemson Life. I mean, I like to think it's me, but it probably wasn't. I was probably second or third down the list, because she knows that she wants to major in special education and make an impact. You know, mainly because she's been inspired by her sister Kennedy, who's just a rock star. So we, you know, it's like I said. How long do you want me to talk? Because I can keep going.
You know, whether it's a tea or a cup of coffee or a late night beverage that we've had a chance to partake in, you're always so gracious with your time, Amanda. I want to shift quickly because you mentioned Amari, and I have met Kennedy, and I know that family, and um, they're such great people, and Amari is a star. She's a superstar. You're, I would say, ahead of schedule at Clemson. You've already been coach of the year. You've already got your team to the NCAA tournament. You're playing in the postseason this year. You're doing a great job building. How has the pandemic affected your schedule of competition? You know, where you think you will be, and because I know you're a visual, and you're a great teacher, but you're also a great visionary for what you want to do. You're out there. You got people doing stuff.
Oh well,
You're always way out here.
well, I appreciate that, Debbie. Probably the part of your comment that would track the most with people is that I'm out there. I don't know if that's, you know, you can choose whether you want that to be positive or negative, but um, I'm really proud of you know, my staff and everybody that's just really poured into Clemson women's basketball for the past 3 seasons. I think we are moving the needle, and we're moving it pretty quickly, and it's in the right trajectory. You know, this past season was nuts for everybody, and I think it gave us all a chance to really reflect and prioritize and spend time together, because we weren't allowed to spend time with anybody else. You know, and that was good. That was beneficial. That was fortifying, you know, about who we are. You know, there's been so many changes this year. And the one specific change that, you know, for us is a blessing, is that because of the pandemic and the NCAA's decision to allow, you know, seniors to return, since their seasons were disrupted, well, then, you know, we get another year of Delisha Washington. And so really, really excited to have her back with us. Um, So there's been a lot of challenges. There's definitely been a side to what we've all experienced this week, this year, that's we don't want to think about anymore. The loss and some of the things that are really, really significant. But what we hope is that we're looking past it now, and we're cautiously and responsibly moving into what's next. And I'm really excited about what's next. I love the group that we have coming in. I love my staff. We have tremendous leadership here at Clemson that really support. You talked about that vision. We want to be the best, and that's a hard thing. You have no chance at being the best, though, unless you're supported by those above you, at the administrative levels and even the presidential level, which here at Clemson, Dr. Clements is all in. With our vision. So I love being here. It's a great place with great people. We want to make the Clemson family proud about what we're doing, and we want to, along the way, come alongside special causes, special people, special opportunities like this one, and hopefully move the needle in what you're trying to do as well, which I admire tremendously.
Well, thank you. Thank you for saying that. The 24-hour live stream is such an important part of what we do, because it's entertainment for 24 hours. I mean, it might take me 10 to 15 minutes to make my shots. Yeah, and you would love my free throw burpee routine. It's a killer, man.
Oh my goodness!
It's
Can you show me that right fast? Can we get a preview of that, or is that?
I mean, I'll send you some video. We'll put some on there. I got video
Okay.
of me doing it because I want all those college athletes that see me when I walk in the gym think that I ain't no joke anymore. Yeah.
That's right. Legit. Don't count
Like
the old
Frankie.
lady out, right?
That's right. AARP mail, blue plate special, all that stuff. Forget about it. Forget about it.
That's right. That's right.
No senior discount. I don't, no senior discount. No.
50's the new 30.
Amen, sister. 100%. So before we let you go, without getting my guy in trouble, I'm thinking that there's got to be a couple of little things that have happened with Frankie and Noah as your managers, whether I'm aware of a few things, like he, during timeouts, always goes over to the officials and tells them to stop calling fouls on Clemson. He does when he's handing them water or a towel. I mean, he's been known to do that. He's been known to come back.
That's not an accident. That's strategic. Yeah. He's been sent to do that, Debbie. So let's not put that on Frankie. That's more so of our staff.
I love it.
Using his ability to communicate in a unique and effective way. So
is there anything else, practice, or you let them you let them have team meals with you guys sometimes? I mean, I know they hang out a little bit. Anything that I should be aware of?
Well, I don't know that I can really make you aware of anything that you aren't already aware of. I will just say that we've got two things in Frankie that we never take for granted. And Noah, they are the consummate hype men. So, we all know that, some days you roll into practice and the level of energy or engagement or whatever, you're worn out. You just got home from a long road trip the night before. Those guys are on 10 every second they're with us. And sometimes we need reminders that we're a little bit below a 10. And so we know they're always going to be the consummate hype men. And I value that tremendously. The second thing that we know is that whenever I'm trying to be really intense and really serious and really drive home a point and really make sure I've got everyone focused and dialed in, one of the two of them or maybe both are going to start dancing. And then it just ruins any amount of intensity that I'm trying to convey. But it also reminds us that we're playing basketball, that, we're not curing cancer. We're not, coming up with new vaccines. We're playing basketball, and we need to be enjoying what we're doing. And what we do is really important. It's really important, but it's got to bring joy. It's got to be fun. So consummate hype man and always on time with the dance moves. Those are two things that I really value about having those guys in my life, and missed this past year with us not having as much access to each other because of the pandemic.
Right. I can tell you they're both thrilled to come back, being responsible, right? We know his family and our family, we understand, the challenges of trying to manage a COVID situation on campus. But Amanda, you just light up our world with great Frankie stories and allowing him to be a part of what you're doing. He loves Clemson and he loves the women's basketball team. And, sometimes he gets on them, he gets steps out of place a little time sometimes, but it's probably because he heard you say something like, get back on defense.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not getting back, and he might remind them,
Well, just like with the officials, he has a very unique and effective way of communicating. And sometimes that communication style doesn't involve the filter that some of us, communicate with. And so, whereas maybe we're going to say, hey, you can do a better job at this, that, or the other, Frankie's going to get right to the point, and I love it, and say, why are you missing so many shots? What's the problem? And so I think that Frankie's ceiling in terms of where he goes after Clemson professionally it's hard to tell, but there's no question that he could be a great coach, a fantastic coach.
He likes to boss people around. That's what he's good at.
Does he get that naturally? Does that come?
No.
Is that nurture or nature? Or
no, that would not come directly from. Yeah, we're pretty straightforward around here, right? You got to be. It's interesting you bring it up. I just will say this: in raising Frankie and 3 boys, and this with boys, there was no gray area. It's black and white. This is what we're doing. This is when it has to be done. This is why. Any questions? I only give him 1 or 2 things at a time, sometimes 3. But, when it's time to give instruction, that's what we do. And then there's a consequence if you don't. So maybe that's what he's employing while he's with you. He heard you say, we need to get back on defense, and he wants to know why they're not.
Fair. Those are fair things, and sounds like great structure for coaching philosophy. So I think he's got all the fundamental pieces. He's got the spirit, he's got the energy, he's got the athleticism, he's got the ability to connect, and he's got a philosophy and a structure that I think is, like I said, his ceiling. There's not one.
So when he listens to you say that, when he watches the live stream while we're in the driveway, he's going to want you to start calling him Coach Frankie. So just be prepared. It will be coming.
And we will, without argument. That I think it's a compelling argument. Why would we not? He's awesome, and we love him, Debbie, and we really appreciate you sharing him with us and allowing him to enhance our program and what we're doing and the impact that he has on our players' lives. They just, he leaves us with a smile, and what more could you want than that? To leave every room that you enter into with a smile, and that's definitely the gift that Frankie gives us, and Noah as well.
And that's what Special Olympics does for a lot of families like mine and like Noah's, and that's why it's important for people like you that have such a great platform and carry such a strong voice to encourage others to get involved. So, Amanda, thank you so much for taking the time to be on this live stream with us and break it down a little bit. Please send my love to your family, all of them, your mom and dad, everybody. And we're so grateful that you took the time to do this. Thank you.
Well, right back at you, Debbie. You're doing great work, sister. Keep your foot on the gas. Keep making a difference in only the ways that you can with your platform, your story, and we're all better because you're so transparent with it, that you are so willing to share and educate and challenge us in all the ways that we should be. So thank you as well. I've loved chatting with you, as I always do. Go out there and shoot till your arms fall off.
Amen, sister. I got you. Strong and powerful is what Frankie would say. Strong and powerful. Alexis, what's going on, girl?
Nothing.
How was school today?
It's good.
What you been doing with your time?
I work on I work as a typing, and I do government.
typing and government. Those are two really hard classes.
Yeah.
Does your mom, Tammy, does she help you? Tammy, do you help out with class? Are you a good tutor?
Yes, I am. Most of the time, she pretty much does it alone. So she's really gotten good at this virtual thing.
Yeah, I mean, like we'll all become experts on it, right?
For sure.
So, Tammy, you remember the first time we met?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, could you tell the story and share it with our audience?
Sure. Well, I don't remember the exact time frame. It's been a while. I think maybe 6 or 7 years ago, if not longer. But Jasmine was in the 8th grade, and we met at the Nike basketball academy. And we saw you speaking, and at the time, Alexis was very attentive, and she saw you, and you caught her eye, and we got the chance to talk to you afterwards.
Yeah, and when Alexis and I were talking, I told you about my family and shared a little bit about our story, and I said if Alexis would write me a letter, that I would write her back.
Yes.
Well, little did I know that after, like you said, 6 or 7 or 8 years, I've saved all her letters.
Wow.
Yes.
Cool.
And I wrote her back every time she wrote me.
Yes, you did.
Sometimes I got her letters when I was on the road, so it might have taken a couple of weeks, but at least I did get back.
Yes.
I so much enjoyed reading her letters.
And she has enjoyed yours as well. And she would be so excited whenever she goes to the mailbox and see a letter from her BFF.
Well, I'm so proud of you, Alexis, because you work so hard in school, and
Thank you.
you're a good student. Now, tell me about your favorite sport.
I do swimming.
What events do you do in swimming?
I do freestyle, backflip. I do butterfly.
And which one are you best at?
The butterfly.
You're pretty good at the butterfly. That's a hard stroke.
Are you sure your favorite? I thought you said was the freestyle. You go really fast with freestyle.
I do freestyle.
Yeah. Is your mom a good swimmer?
No.
Is your mom a good basketball player?
Yes.
Yeah, I know she can hoop. I'm so happy to see you, Alexis. I'm so proud of you graduating from high school.
Well, thank you.
So after you graduate from high school, what are you going to do?
Do you remember?
I'm gonna stay home with my parents.
What else are you gonna do?
I like to do.
Remember the program? What's the program?
I do playground. I got a beach.
It's called Reach.
Beach.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it college?
So we'll possibly go to Woodrow Wilson, which is similar to college.
It possibly is
Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow Wilson.
It's a program that's like a 6-week program, and she'll get to be there. It's like a dormitory college setting. She'll stay in a dormitory and all of that.
That's exactly what we had as parents, right, Tammy? I mean, like, I'm still shocked to say that Frankie's, at Clemson Life and he's having a full college experience as a parent. And can you speak to what that feels like for you and Anthony?
It feels really great, and to be honest, Frankie has actually been someone that she's looked up to and she's admired a lot, because I talked to her a lot about everything that he's achieved. We're so super proud of him, and it makes us feel really good that she'll get to possibly go to this program and she'll get to be on her own and learning things as far as preparing her for careers, preparing her for life in general. So it means a lot, because times when we didn't think that she would be able to do certain things, she's achieved above and beyond. So we feel very blessed that she's been given this opportunity, and the things that she's accomplished, we feel very proud and blessed for.
And as a parent myself, I know living independently and learning those skills are so important for them, but also being able to make healthy choices and healthy life choices. And that's where athletics comes into play. And that's really where Special Olympics comes in. For your family, if somebody was listening to the live stream and watching our 24 hours of nothing but net, and here you and I are just a couple of parents that, have children with intellectual disability that we're trying to help make sure they can navigate this life of theirs.
Right.
What would you say to any parents out there that are listening that might have an opportunity to do the same things that Frankie and Alexis get to do?
I would say, don't set any limitations. I mean, the sky's the limit. Let them show what they can do until they prove that they can't do it. We've always, treated her the same as Jasmine. Push her until we see that she can't do it. One of the things too that she failed to mention was that she works out a lot. She's starting to lift weights, kind of like Frankie, but which has made her stronger in the pool. She was a cheerleader, and people would come up to us and and commend us on putting her in different events, and just having her do things like the typical child, and just pushing her to be her best in everything that she does. And I would say that to parents, that don't limit your child, push them. They can achieve anything that they set their minds to, regardless if they have an intellectual disability or not.
Amen. 100%.
Yes.
That's where we're coming from too. And that's why we have this fundraiser. We're trying to raise money so athletes can have a chance to compete and train and also learn a healthy lifestyle that comes with everyone, trying to live a healthy lifestyle. There's no reason why our kids shouldn't have the same opportunities.
Absolutely. And that's awesome. I commend you on everything that you do, Debbie. It's awesome.
Tammy, listen, we not only did Alexis and I become fast friends, so did you and I. And
okay.
Our families are joined at the hip now. So
yes.
Alexis, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to always write me a letter with your busy schedule.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming on 24 Hours of Nothing But Net with us to share some of your family story with other people out there that are listening and watching.
No problem. You're very welcome. Thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Okay, we are a little delayed on our 8 o'clock shots because the sun is right here, but we're going to go now because I'm getting behind on my 9 o'clock shots. So I'm going to give it a go, whatever. What's important here is we are at 164.6. 164.6. It's incredible. Thank you. Thank you everyone who contributed, who's been a part of this and has done such a great job of helping us get ready to do some good stuff in the state of South Carolina, the state of Rhode Island, the state of Minnesota, the state of Oregon for Special Olympics. Okay, let's see. I think we're going to start counting. All right, you ready? Yep. You guys got it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, thank you. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 32. Oh, it's off. 32. 33. 34. 35. Short. 35. Short. I knew it. 36. 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 'Thank you. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. Oh, 54. I thought I missed that one. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 63. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. 80. 81. 82. 83. 84. 85. 86. Oh, that's off. 86 as soon as it left my hand. Oh, 86. 87. 88. 89. 90. 91. 92. 93. 94. 95. 96. No. 97. 98. 99. Oh. No. I missed 11? I did?
Brian can't count.
No. Missed 11. Okay. William, do we have something we can go to for like just... Is Chris already there? Oh, let's do Chris. Hey, Chris, thank you so much for being here. And early, because of the sun, I had to wait to shoot my 8 o'clock shots just now, so I don't have to quite go back to back. So we appreciate you being with us. You've been with us from the beginning. You're a tremendous supporter of 24 Hours of Nothing But Net. We're over $164,000 for Special Olympics right now, Chris. And I'd love for you to share with us your message and your story.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. This is an honor, to be honest with you. And I'm sitting here, watching you shoot, and I'm thinking, man, if I could go back in time, I wish I would have gotten some basketball lessons from you. But I appreciate it. You allowing me to share really quick. And I always tell people, like, my story is, I guess, a sad story, but I believe
Hey,
the Creator gave me this story to turn my pain into my purpose. And I'm trying to do just that. And so thank you for letting me get on real quick. This week was actually a really chill week. I spent time with my family a lot. Next week, I'll be back on the road. I'll be in Florida, and then I'll go out to OKC to speak to the Thunder staff. And then I finish up with a conference up in Columbia, South Carolina. So it's an honor to be sharing with you guys real quick. And I really only want to share one thing. So I was listening to Tim Tebow. Now, I love Tim Tebow because, I saw Tim Tebow writing scripture on his wrist, right? And then I started doing the same thing because I thought it would give me superpowers or something. And so I've always followed Tim Tebow, and I love his message. He's a man of the Lord. And so I loved watching stuff about him. But I recently just watched something, and he talked about successful versus being significant, right? So he said, being successful is great, but having significance is even better. And I think about Debbie and all that she's doing. And hopefully, when people see me and they see what I do, they'll not only think success, but they'll think what you're doing is significant. I see you've raised over, all the money you've raised is over 6 figures by shooting, doing what you can do to make change is phenomenal. So I'm going to share the quote that I saw from Tim Tebow. So it was actually the Pulitzer Prize winner. So the Pulitzer Prize, it's actually an award given out for outstanding literacy or journalistic achievement. And this is a huge award that's given out every single year. And I'll never forget, I was watching this thing from Tim Tebow. He actually showed the photo. Many of you guys have seen this photo. I don't even know how to share my screen. But the guy, his name is Kevin Carter. Kevin Carter won the Pulitzer Prize in 1994. And if I describe this picture, hopefully you guys can remember it, or maybe it'll spark your memory a little bit. But it was actually of a vulture, right? And it's actually on the ground, so it's not in the air, it's on the ground. And there's this very, very malnourished little girl who's kind of taking a rest, right? And it's sad looking, right? She's a little girl who's got a pretty shaved head. She's super malnourished, meaning like you can see nothing but bones over here. Her ribs are showing. And I think the vulture's probably 30, 35 feet away. And what happens is the photographer, like, this is what he does. He takes pictures of during wars, crime scenes, like all these different things is what he does. And so when they were going through this malnourished area, he stopped and took a picture of it. Now the bird is literally 15, 20 feet away from him, but he stops and takes a picture. And I think Tim Tebow described it as, hey, he'd been instructed not to touch people because there's different diseases that are going on. And so to be safe, you shouldn't touch anybody. You should probably stay away. But this guy stands literally 5, 10 feet away from this little girl, while this vulture is literally thinking about, eating the little girl, right? And I'm telling you, the little girl can't be above 4 or 5 years old, and she's walking and trying to get some nutrition, and she literally can't walk any further. She takes a rest and she stops. And the moral of this story is this guy, actually, Kevin Carter, he won a Pulitzer Prize because of this photo, right? It's very dramatic. It's thinking, man, as a human being, it's almost getting eaten by a vulture. That's how sad and malnourished this little girl is. But the fact that he stopped didn't help the little girl by any means. All he did was sit and take a picture. He was very successful because he won a Pulitzer Prize because of this photo, right? Because you can see the intensity of it. You can see how scary it might look to some people, and he actually won an award for it. But the very sad thing about that I think of is that he didn't help this little girl, right? He stopped and he took a picture, and that was all he did. And so what I keep thinking in the back of my mind is, okay, so not only did he not, help the little girl, he stopped. Okay, he did his job. He took a picture, and he won an award from it. As the story goes on, not only does he win that award, about 3 or 4 months later, the severity of doing his job, right, taking pictures of things like this, it was too much for him. He ends up taking his life. And so you have a man who commits suicide after being extremely successful, winning the biggest prize you could ever win after taking this photo. And it makes me think about the question about what life's really about, right? Is it about being successful or is it about being significant? And Tim Tebow started talking about this, and it literally, a bell came off in my head. Light bulb went off, and I just said, you know what? Being successful is great. I think it's needed, but being significant and making change is what makes the world go around. And so what I want to challenge you guys with really quick, I went through some things, losing my mom, losing my father, trying to take care of my brother and sister, raising teenagers when I'm 20 years old myself. And so I could talk about that for hours, right? The things that I learned. But now being a husband and a father, I want to be successful. Yes, I think everybody wants to, make money for their families, right? Nobody wants to struggle. Nobody wants to be malnourished like the picture you just saw, right? Everybody wants to make the world a better place. But for me, I keep saying, if I'm successful without being significant, then I failed as a human being. And I look at Debbie, all she's doing, not only the success she's had in the sport of basketball, but now the significance she has by giving back and doing what she can with what she has to make change. And so I challenge you guys, man. I think it's great that we all want to be successful, but don't be successful enough that makes you forget, hey, I also want to be significant with my life. And as a believer myself, I keep thinking there's two things I need to be. The good book has called me to be the salt of the earth and the light of the world. And so for me, when I think about those two things, it makes me think about being selfless. Because back then, the salt wasn't just used to season our foods, right? It wasn't just used to season food. Back in those days, salt was used to preserve meat. They didn't have refrigerators or deep freezers like we do down south, right? They didn't have none of those things. They had salt to preserve the meat to use later. I think about salt now. Even when we go, get a ribeye or a New York strip or whatever it may be, we're not just eating the salt by itself. I think that'd be extremely weird if we're doing that, right? I don't think I've seen anybody just sprinkle salt in their mouth and just eat that and that only. But I think about it you put the salt on something else and it makes that thing better. Being selfless. I think about the lights. Now, to be honest, I got a ring light in front of me and I'm a dark-skinned human being, right? I'm a dark-skinned guy, so I need this ring light. If I didn't, you'd be like, Chris, where'd you go? You know what I'm saying? Because I got the dark walls behind me. But think about this. When we turn the lights on in our houses, we turn the lights on in the car, whatever it may be, we don't automatically look at the light. No, what are we looking at? We're looking at what that light shines upon. And so for me as a believer, I keep thinking my life is not just about being successful for myself. I think my life is about being significant for others. And Debbie, I want to thank you for letting me come on real quick and share my heart. I challenge you guys to be successful, of course, because we need to be, but most importantly, be significant. Because in being significant, that's when you'll create change that'll make the world go round. Thank you guys so much. And I can't wait to just keep looking at you shoot make a couple more hoops and make me go back down memory lane a little bit more. So thank you so much for letting me share.
Chris, you are absolutely remarkable. We often say that when we get you on Sunday morning at 24 hours of nothing but net, that is better than going to any church service that we could ever think that we could handle in this area. You're just amazing. You're so giving. I love your message of success versus significant, and I will be thinking about that. And that's such a positive attitude, and you are such a great young man, and our community is better because you live in it. And I can't thank you enough for taking time to be a part of 24 Hours of Nothing But Net for the third consecutive year. It's the ultimate compliment to what we're doing, and you're a huge help to the Low Country.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to it in the future, too.
I'm counting on you, man. We got to have you. I mean, you're just too good. Your time slot right here is golden. Whenever you want to come on 24 Hours of Nothing But Net, anytime during the 24-hour live stream, but particularly at this time because it's a great message on Sunday morning for all of us to learn from.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Take care.
All right, you too. Thank you, Chris. You take care of your family. Man, he is so great. He is so giving. He is an incredibly valuable commodity in our country. Chris has been through adversity, but he knows how to pick himself up. I'm so proud of the young man he's become and so proud of his family and the way he's gone about conducting his business. And I'm just glad to call him friend. I get to wear his shirt, Love is Stronger Than Hate. I wish I had put it on before Chris came on to speak, because I have his books. I think he's tremendous. He's a great author. He has an incredible message. And if you go to chrissingleton.com, you can learn more about Chris and some of the things that he has to offer. But it's definitely worth your time. It's definitely worth your investment, because he's an investment that's going to give you an incredible return. So thank you, Chris, for doing that.
Over 165. Over 165.
So now we're over 165. Are you kidding me? This is just amazing. It's just amazing. I'm going to get ready to shoot, because I got to get caught up a little bit, because I couldn't shoot my 8 o'clock shots because of the sun. Now I'm going to shoot my 9 o'clock shots right now, and then after I'm done, we're going to go to Kermit Davis, the head coach at Ole Miss, a great friend, and with an incredible interview and a great message to share as well. So let me get ready to get some shots up here. So I need to warm up just a little bit. Let's see. Okay, yeah. 165? Hey, Matt, I'll take those back. 165. 165? 165? Wow. $165,000. I just can't believe it. All right. Okay, we're going to start counting. All right. Have somebody got me on the misses? Okay. Okay. Let's do it, Frank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, Thank you, 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. 42. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. Oh, 54, I on the side of my hand. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. 61. 61. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 76. How could I possibly be long now? 77. 78. 79. 80. 81. 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 6. All right. Clarice, before I want to introduce you to the newest member of the coaching fraternity in the city of Charleston.
Thank you.
Clarice Garcia, longtime friend, incredibly proud of Jeff Barber and the athletic department selecting Clarice. Congratulations. What's it been like so far?
Thank you. It has been a whirlwind. It's been a blessing. Obviously, being in the same area as Debbie is a dream come true, so I feel like it's a package deal that I took the job and she's in the area. So
Charleston Southern, by the way, head coach. I failed to mention that. So what's the first couple of days been like?
I know. Well, I'll officially start June 1st, but doing the staff, finishing recruiting, getting the schedule set. We're excited because we finally have 11 games in non-conference. Duke is actually going to come play us.
What? You're right.
So thanks, Duke. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So.
That should be a packed house when that happens. Duke's got a lot of transfers out of the portal.
Yes.
I think 6, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, building that sisterhood, yep.
Yeah, they sure are.
They are.
So what are you most looking forward to about living in the Charleston area?
I love seafood and I love the beach, so both are close, and so I think it's a short distance away from where I'm going to be living, so I'm excited.
Well, we're excited to have you in our community, and we wish you well, and whatever we can do. Antonelli, Team Antonelli's all in.
And I think your sons and I are already going golfing.
Cool. That's great. That's the way to work it, Clarice. You're a good recruiter.
I know.
Yeah.
I love it. They were
and I think my boys are a pretty good recruiter too. So,
They are.
all right. So from one great coach to another, we're going to take a look at our taped interview with our friend Kermit Davis, the head coach at Ole Miss. He is a wonderful guy with a tremendous family. Coach Davis and I have a lot in common. Take a listen.
You don't have to be a hoops junkie to know who our next guest is. He's one of the most famous, iconic names across the Southeast and nationally. Dina and I are pleased to be joined on 24 Hours of Nothing but Net, but with our friend, Coach Kermit Davis from Ole Miss. Coach, thank you so much. I know this is a busy time for you, and we appreciate you coming on the live stream with us.
Well, I sure appreciate you having me, Debbie. And Dina, it's good to be with you. And what a great cause. And obviously, I've followed Nothing But Net for now, the times that you've started, Debbie. You've had great success. We sure appreciate everything you've done.
Coach, you were one of the first people that supported our cause when I remember standing sideline, and because you and I share, something in common, that you have Allie and I have Frankie, and we love to tell stories about our kids. And, when I started telling you what I was going to do, you were very much like everyone else. You're going to do what? And you're like, yes, I'm in.
Well, it just obviously fit our family because of the basketball and then the connection, and Allie is now 33, Down syndrome, and lives with us. And just, like Frankie is just, I always say that special needs children are born to special moms. Same with you, with Debbie, and same with Allie, with my wife, Betty. And the job you guys have done with both and where they are right now is quite remarkable. And these are events like this that we've all been a part of throughout the years that make it possible for other young children to kind of live a more productive life, as I think Frankie and Allie has.
You know what, Coach? I know this probably happens for you guys. It happens for us a lot. There are a lot of young families that look to Allie and Frankie and see their example, and then they see what you and Miss Betty do and what Frank and I do with our family. Your daughter Claire, my other two boys. It's not just the moms; it's a whole family. It takes a village. It's so true. How do you feel about Allie being sort of a role model for a lot of other young families to look to?
Yeah, Deb, it's a great point. When I was assistant coach at Idaho for Tim Floyd and Allie was born, our first, we're 2,500 miles away from any family. She was born premature. I was out on the road recruiting, so I'm late kind of getting back. And when the news happened, it's kind of a shock. You kind of self-pity at first, and then why did this happen to me? And then you kind of regroup and you start focusing on your child. And just how positive that I thought Betty and I were about having our first child. But then, Debbie, what we started doing is reaching out. And you get calls, call so-and-so, their grandbaby was born with Downs. And then what I found so refreshing, Betty and I would see somebody like Frankie or Allie, because of one thing you do when you have a special needs, your whole world starts flashing. You start thinking about junior high, you start thinking about high school, and maybe some of the things, what's going to be down the road, and you start seeing great stories like Frankie or even Allie now, at least we did. It just gives you great hope and great resources of maybe, Debbie, what you did with Frankie, what Betty did with Allie, and the connection of the things that happened. And so I'm sure you've done the same thing, Debbie. We've had so many calls in the last 30-something years, and Allie's met them and inspiration that Allie is. And so, yep, because we did the very same thing, back in like 1986.
Our stories are so are parallel. The same thing. We didn't know, it was a shock, and then you want to know why, and you think you did something wrong. But my mom and dad have always told me that we didn't do anything wrong. We must have done something right, and whatever we did to build our team. You have Team Davis around Allie, we have Team Antonelli around Frankie, and sport has played such a significant role in some of the decisions that we've made, how we've gone about leading the team. I mean, I feel like I'm a head coach. I'm not the same head coach that you are. I'm coach of Team Antonelli. It's a little bit different, but still carries some of the same qualities from a leadership and a communication standpoint. How do you feel about it, Coach?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And, Allie was born in Moscow, and then we moved from College Station to Arkansas to Florida to Utah, back to Idaho, Louisiana, Tennessee, back. So I tip my hat to my wife, because you do that with a special needs child in different school systems. And so the communication system has to be terrific. And you're exactly right. You got to have a team around you. And, you can't even think of life without Allie. My mom and dad can't. My brother and sister can't, and about just all the people that she's affected. In making our move to Ole Miss, the only thing that came into question was Allie's transition. That was it. I mean, just, and because she had such a great life in Murfreesboro. And it's funny how it works, Debbie. A guy wrote an article, because we were, Allie was getting a little bit older, and she had these school system jobs and everything. And a guy named Parrish Alford, who was just in a Tupelo Daily News Journal, he did an article on Allie. And when he did the article, then all of a sudden everybody started calling Betty and offering Allie this, situation. So there's a lot of perks to the sports world, Debbie, and it really has helped Allie in all of our stops.
You guys are talking about teamwork and building your team. Coach Davis, we talked to Tim Floyd yesterday, and he told us that Allie might be one of your secret weapons. She came to shoot around, I guess, during practice, and she had her notebook, and she was writing down a few little secrets that he was quite sure that she you. Do you remember?
Oh, she'd give Tim a hard time. He'd bring his UTEP teams in. He beat us some. We beat them some. I think it's about 50-50. And she would get him a shoot around. She'd walk up to him and said, "Tim Floyd, you're going down tonight." So I mean, because they're unfiltered, as Debbie can tell you, to
Right.
all of my pals that we've ever played. Oh yeah. So, but after the game, you can expect big hugs, whether you've got wins or losses. So yeah, she put a lot of heat on Tim. It worked a few times.
Let's talk about another kind of family dynamic for a minute, if you don't mind. So you were an Ole Miss. You're from an Ole Miss family. Your dad coached at Ole Miss. Yes, at Ole Miss, and now you're at
No, at Mississippi State.
he coached at Mississippi State. Sorry, he
hard to
coached at
keep
Mississippi
right, Dan.
State. Hey, sorry. This is what Vanderbilt will do to your brain. So now you're at Ole Miss. I'm from a Mississippi State family, as we were just talking about. My niece, Abby Dill, was a high jumper there. My nephew, Wes Ray, played baseball there. And you've met my family, Jim and Jennifer Dill. And we're wondering how your family is dealing with you being over at Ole Miss when they're all Mississippi State people.
Yeah, well, I was born and raised in our state. I hadn't lived in this state in a long time, since really 1984, 86. And so it was great to come back home. And, they've been unbelievable. I mean, my family loves Oxford. My mother and dad came over for Mother's Day. One of our favorite places, McEwen's on the square. When you grow up in our state, you have a lot of pals on both sides. Now, it's a big rivalry, but it's been great. It's funny to see my daughter, my sister, my brother. They got Ole Miss basketball on the back of their cars, Ole Miss tags. So blood is pretty thick, and they've really, and the Ole Miss people have been fantastic with it. And my dad, he's deep, but he goes, "I tell you what, you don't know our state very well. This little country town called Pontotoc." He says, "Kermit, north of Pontotoc, I'll wear blue and red, but south of Pontotoc, I'll probably have to wear maroon and white." I said, "Dad, that's a great start, so we can live with that."
That is a good
Coach,
start.
Your involvement in Special Olympics, I mean, you've served your time many years in a lot of different ways in helping Allie and through your family. I think a lot of people forget the role that Claire plays in helping in your family. I know what my two boys, Joey and Patrick, mean to Frankie, and I know what a incredible role they play as brothers. Talk about Claire a little bit.
Yeah, Claire she's married to a great guy, Fletcher Johnson. They live in Tupelo, Mississippi, which is only 45 minutes away. So it's great. She goes down and stays with Claire and stays with my mom and dad a bunch, both in Tupelo. So that's been great. And it gives Betty some great relief, that she can go maybe do some things and Allie go spend a couple of days. But Claire was such an unbelievable support. She was a younger sister, but her pals just became Allie's very best friends. And they stayed over all the time. And how Claire and her friends just connected and spent so much quality time with Allie. And I'm sure yours were the same way. And they were almost like sisters to her. And still today, Claire is great. There's a picture of my dad at Claire's wedding right there. And I had a little more hair. That's what the SEC will do to you, Debbie. All right. But
Amen,
yeah, but
Coach.
it goes quick. But we've had a great time, and Claire still is terrific with Allie and all the different things and events that they go to.
Coach, you mentioned the SEC. It is daunting. I mean, there's no question. And I have had the great pleasure of covering your teams. I covered your team at Middle Tennessee when you were in the NCAA tournament, the second upset in the tournament in 2017. And then I've gotten to be able to be at Ole Miss and watch you work. And I know how hard your teams work. I know about the discipline of it. And you're really entertaining to watch on the sideline as well. And I'm just wondering how Miss Betty handles some of that because, it's tough. Allie's such a big fan. I know she doesn't like the officials sometimes. I'm just wondering how Miss Betty handles it.
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't get to see Betty. She kind of sat in a different place because of COVID this year. But I think some of my buddies watch Betty more than they watch me, her and Claire. You get wrapped up in this stuff. And when you've done it this many years, Allie didn't like COVID at all, Debbie, because she couldn't come on the floor. She couldn't connect with the players. So she thought COVID, like the rest of us, was a pretty bad deal. So we're looking forward to getting it back to 100% in the pavilion, and Allie can be on the floor and some post game hugs and in the locker room. So that's the things that she really misses.
Coach, with this fundraiser, one of the things that I have asked is for everyone that I know, if they would just give a penny. That's just $24 because I'm going to make 2,400 shots. If you, as a Special Olympic parent and someone with a child with Down syndrome is listening to this or watching, what would you say? Because you have to be able to give to be able to ask, and you certainly have done that over the years. You and your family have been very supportive of what I'm doing.
Yeah, and we will again this year, Debbie. And, I know that everybody has a connection, whether it's Downs, but someone with special needs, everybody does. And whether it's at your school, and as parents, we can't tell how much we appreciate when people take time out with Frankie in a great setting, or take time out with Allie, because sometimes you've got to go the extra mile and the extra deal with dealing with people with special needs. And just this cause right here, and how many people it'll affect, and how many young people it'll affect, and kind of shape some situations that maybe they can't afford, Debbie. So, obviously we're going to, and I hope people will give anything that they can. And because what you're doing, I don't know, I guess when you directly feel it like we do day to day, and those kids go back to homes, and you know what, Debbie, they go back to homes not as fortunate as your home and my home. And, and so those are the people that really, really need the most help.
So Coach Davis,
thank you enough, Coach.
Something I always like to throw in, everybody's really familiar with what they are used to seeing with Special Olympics, the sporting events and that sort of thing. But a lot of the money also goes to things that involve healthcare and getting the athletes the kind of support they need from the medical community, getting them to their appointments and that sort of thing, as well as some job training. And so people are always familiar with the sporting events, but they are not familiar with the logistics and the background and the healthcare work that we do also.
Yeah, and I mean, Dina, that is so undervalued. People are going maybe throw the softball, in a Special Olympics event, but when they go back home and trying to find them, like you said, whether it's speech therapy or healthcare, different things you're trying to do, or jobs. I mean, as they get older, it gets harder, doesn't it, Debbie? I mean, it just
Yes,
does.
sir.
I mean,
It does. Yes.
the support systems, those school grade kids are going off to college and they're starting to get on in their lives, and they still care about them. But as they get older, it doesn't stop. And so all those different types of connections for jobs, healthcare, Dina, you're exactly right. I mean, that is so undervalued. And it's not just the one Saturday or the one Tuesday afternoon that you see a lot of kids on a track stadium and a football field. There's a lot of endless hours that they go into it. And so, yep, that's a great point.
And I want to brag on Debbie for a moment. I don't know if you have any idea what her free throw shooting percentage is over this event, over the 2 years that she's been doing it. She's shooting 91.5%, sir.
Well, I tell you, if she can come to my gym any day, I'm telling you now, because 91%. And, I think, Debbie, you've had an effect on the SEC, because the SEC used to not be a very good free throw shooting league. It's gotten better. So I think you're just kind of being around the league. You've rubbed off on us a little bit. So we're not at 91% yet, but we're getting a little bit better.
Well, I don't know about that, Coach, but I will tell you this. If Brian Tyree is watching, he knows that he used to say to me that I was his lucky charm, because every time I had one of your games and I called his game, he lit it up. He was so fun to watch, and I enjoyed covering him so much. And he would say to me, I think I'm gonna have a big game because you're my lucky charm, which would make me feel good. So hey, if I help you out in any way, Coach, I'm all in.
Well, the free throw shooting is a big thing for all of us. So yep. And I talked to Brian the other day. He had an injury, Debbie. He was playing great in the G League, tore his ACL, so he's back in rehab. It was a great start with the Raptors, but his spirits are great, and he's doing good. And then I'm going to see Terrence Davis play. He's playing great for Sacramento right now, so we're going up to Memphis and watching him on Thursday. So, yep, both those guys are great.
That's awesome. Those are two really great ones, two really good guys too. Coach, thank you so much again for being a part of our event. 24 Hours of Nothing But Net. We know directly how it impacts Allie and Frankie and families like ours.
Well, thank you, Debbie and Dean. It's great being with you, and good luck, Debbie. I know you're not going to miss many, so I know you're going to show out for about 24 hours. So best of luck, and thanks for having me on. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, well, welcome back to 24 Hours of Nothing But Net. I'm here with the CEO of South Carolina Special Olympics, Barry Coates. Barry, what are you thinking, man? How's it going?
Fantastic.
Right?
Fantastic.
What are we, 164?
165.
165?
Yeah, we're a little over 165.
Come
now.
on, that's way to go, everybody. Thank you. Wow. We just blew away the whole goal, right? And Minnesota, Oregon, and Rhode Island have all benefited, and the money will stay in their states. It's so exciting, and I can't wait to add some more states next year.
Yep, they're doing great. They're having a ball.
Yeah.
They said it was a long night. They weren't weren't really prepared for that, but no, I think they're doing great, and glad to have them on.
Well, we all learn from going through it, and come on now, they're 25 years younger than me. I don't want to hear anything out of those two, Charlie and Stephanie, if you're listening. No, I'm just teasing you guys. It is hard, and I mean, it was cold last night here. So Stephanie said it was 55 degrees. It was 55 here.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it was chilly.
Well, we just had a little something that we wanted to do. So, of course, in this year of COVID, and you and I have talked, and I've told you this, and I'm very honest about it. The money's great. You know, there's no doubt about that, and that's obviously what, your goal is, and we have a financial goal. The awareness means so much to us. You have no idea. The awareness quadruples 10 times whatever the money is. I mean, because, people knowing what we are and what we do and what our athletes can do, that's what this is all about to me. And
I agree.
certainly as a parent, you understand that.
Oh, yeah, we're parents, your daughter.
Absolutely.
Erin and Frankie.
Yep. And so, but we have our annual conference, and of course, in this year of COVID, we did not have our annual conference back in January, but we have what is called a champion award, and basically a champion award is in recognition of dedication and service and promoting the mission of Special Olympics. And this doesn't just go to people that raise money. This goes to people, to coaches that stand out. It goes to donors that stand out. It goes to, just a lot of different people. So it's not just about, hey, there's a great fundraiser, let's give them a plaque. This is about you as a person, your family as a family that promotes what you do every day and promotes the mission of Special Olympics. And, a lot of, obviously, what you do promoting the mission of what we do, you don't even know you're doing it. That's just natural. You're doing it. So we do have just a small little token here again, a plaque that says 2021 Champion Award. And we wanted to do this in January. Barry. So once again, we had another surprise for you because we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it in January.
Wow.
So we wanted to present this to you. And, tell you how much you mean to us personally and with what you do, and that we've gotten to know you so well over the years and your family so well, and we love you guys and appreciate everything y'all do for us.
I wasn't expecting this, and I'm not, I don't want to be weak in the moment, but I can't tell you how much this means to Team Antonelli that we would be recognized like this, because we're not doing it for that.
Absolutely.
And it's not even about the free throws.
Yeah, we know that.
It's families like ours, we understand what Special Olympics means.
Yeah.
And anybody who's a parent out there that has a child that needs something more or needs somebody that's more willing, this is a great spot to go. And we just keep sharing that message. And thank you, Barry. Thanks to you and your team for doing this. And Team Antonelli accepts this. Team Antonelli. Yeah.
We love it. And, when we talk about you thanking us for coming and helping and the staff, and I look at Dina, who's on our board, who's down here.
She's awesome.
Working her tail off and has been for weeks. And, we've just got great people around us. Our board members are so awesome. We've former board members, Howard and Terry. I mean,
oh yeah, Howard and Terry.
How could we do it without them? And
that's right.
So everybody involved, and how great it is that they are doing this and giving their time, and on top of giving their time, they always throw a donation in at the end of it.
Yeah.
So we can't thank everybody enough for being so supportive.
I accept this on behalf of Team Antonelli, not on behalf of myself. There's a lot of people that go into helping make this whole day happen, especially I have to give a big shout out to Frank, my husband, because he rebounded for me.
Great passer, too. I saw him hitting you right on the money.
He knew better than not to hit me in the shooting pocket. But I'm so thankful he knows what the shooting pocket is.
That's right.
Thank you very much. This has been an incredible special day. It's been an incredible 24 hours. You're right about Dina. Funky Cold Medina over there. She's unbelievable. And we're going to now, if you don't mind, we've got another interview that we want to share with our live stream. And it's the athletic director at Vanderbilt University, Candace Lee, who's a friend of mine and Dina's. And we're so pleased that she could join us.
Fantastic.
Hey, we just keep rolling along here with 24 hours of nothing but net, and we're so pleased, Dina and I, to be joined by Dr. Candace Story Lee. Candace is a friend of the program. She's a friend of 24 hours of nothing but net. She was a great player at Vanderbilt, and now she's the director of athletics. She's the vice chancellor for the university. I think she runs the city of Nashville, to be honest with you. Candace, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and it's great to see you.
It's great to see you. We had you on last year, and Vanderbilt athletics is a moving chessboard, if you will. I mean, you've got things going on all the time. I had the great privilege of getting to cover Jerry Stackhouse's teams this year, so I had them a couple of times on the air for the SEC network. It's always a thrill to talk to him and his staff. He's such a wonderful guy and an excellent basketball coach. And recently you made a new coaching hire on the women's side. So let's jump right in there first with Shay Ralph, because Shay's had a chance to be a head coach at other times in her career, but yet she chose now, and she chose you in Vanderbilt, and you chose her. Why?
You know, it's funny because I got this question early on, and they said, like, how'd you do it? How in the world did you convince her to leave Connecticut? And I said, well, we asked. Just quite simply, we didn't make any assumptions. I thought that, you know, I would say that I was pleased that we had great interest in the position. I think people saw the potential and they know the history. And so I think people understood what a great opportunity it was. And for Shay, you know, I think she's smart enough that she knows that she can be a little bit discriminating and be selective. And I'm so glad that she felt the same way that I do about Vanderbilt women's basketball, that it's a sleeping giant, that we've got great opportunity in a great conference, in a great city, at a great institution. I mean, I think that it's one of those things where it's challenging because I thought that there were a lot of things that Stephanie White did to advance our program. You know, some of those things you don't see. You all have been around athletics all your life, so you know that there are the things that show up on the stat sheet, and then there are so many other things. And so I'm so appreciative for what Stephanie and her staff did, but the areas where we moved forward, I think it just made it an even more attractive job. I think we've got great support from a community standpoint, great support in our department. You know, there was a part of me that wondered if it was going to be a plus to have an athletic director who played basketball. And you know, I thought some people would be like, man, I appreciate that. Some people, that might be a turnoff. I hoped it wouldn't have been, and certainly in looking at the candidates that we had, I don't think it was. But just with Shay, from the very first conversation, she had great energy. She had a beautiful vision. She sold me from the first moment I spoke to her, just to be honest. And it seems like she has been preparing to be at Vanderbilt for a long time. And I couldn't be more excited.
Well, let's talk about another coaching hire that I'm also excited about. There's a lot going on at Vandy, Debbie.
There is.
Let's talk about the new football coach. And I will tell you, right before that hire, I'm on my phone texting. You and I talked about this with some of my football friends from my era. And we're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh my God, are we going to get him? Oh, please, please, please. And then the next day, we all got on a Zoom call. And we were toasting each other like, we got an awesome coach.
Oh, I love to hear that reaction. I love to hear that. You know, I mean, it's been a busy almost 12 months, I'll tell you, and to have to make two pretty big personnel changes, I mean, that is not, that's certainly not something that you expect to have to do early on. But I would say I almost want to repeat what I said from the from the women's basketball standpoint, in that Derek Mason did a lot to advance our program and to leave many things that we should be proud of, right? From a culture standpoint and just many things. I think if you know Derek Mason, he is just like Stephanie White, fine individual, good coach, and it was just time for us to make a change. Well, I too was pleasantly surprised at the level of interest from the football standpoint. And, I learned a valuable lesson because early on I said, okay, here's what I'm looking for. And I told my husband, I'm not going to pin myself in a corner. I'm not going to say offensive minded. I'm not going to say, and then I got on the call and I'm like, I'm looking for a sitting head coach who's offensive minded. And I just start saying all of these things. And then I was like, why did I do that? Sort of human nature to talk about the opposite of what you thought you had. And I don't even know that I really meant that. What I meant was I'm just looking for the best fit and for someone who can clearly demonstrate that they can organize a program, really, whether they have been a head coach or not. And I will tell you, we had a number of sitting head coaches who we were interested in, who were also interested in us, and just Clark Lee just flat out won the job. He earned it. I mean, it's a bonus that he's from Nashville and he's an alum. And Dina, the care level just runs. It hits you in a different way when it's your school. Yeah. But I'm very pleased. I mean, I'm telling you, if you were around Clark Lee for 5 minutes, there's no way you would think he was a first-time head coach.
Well, I want to read a quote from Sports Business Journal about you, Candace. You were listed as a power player in college sports, and this is what they say about you. One of the best thinkers, problem solvers, and deal makers in college sports, and someone who is going to play a distinctively important role in the sport, in the future of sports. So with the decisions and what you have faced already just in 1 year, 2 head coaching, a COVID pandemic going on, where you have faced so many challenges, and to be able to make that work, I think that Sports Business Journal is absolutely right. Thank you. And some hard decisions and unique decisions you've had to make. Football season, there was a female kicker who came onto the team. Can we talk about that just a little?
Yeah, I would love to talk about. Well, first of all, thank you for that, Dina. I really appreciate it. And I mean, certainly,
well, thanks, Sports Business Journal. I agree with it.
Well, thank you for repeating the Sports Business Journal. And I certainly hope to live up to what they said. I think at the end of the day, we're all just trying to make an impact, right, and to make a difference. And so that's certainly what I aspire to do. With every decision and every interaction. I'm happy to talk about Sarah Fuller because I think that, first of all, she's a fine, just young person. She's smart. She's a hard worker. She's a great ambassador for not only Vanderbilt, but I think for college athletics. What's interesting about that, and this is probably like the non-sexy version, but the reality is that the way that all of that unfolded, there was never a conversation about, I had no idea, and maybe I'm just naive, I had no idea that she was going to turn into a global phenom. What I saw was a young woman who won the soccer SEC championship with her teammates in Orange Beach on a Sunday, came back to Nashville Monday morning, and was approached by our football staff and her soccer coaches to say, hey, listen, if we need you, would you be willing to come practice with the football team? As we know, with COVID was just so disruptive. And so at any given moment, you could have an entire position group that's not available. And that's basically what happened at that point in time. So we're getting ready to play Missouri. And she thought about it for a couple of hours, as I understand it, and then said, sure. And I was told about it in passing. And so when our football staff, I think it was our associate AD, came to me and said, hey, listen, so Sarah Fuller, the goalie, she's going to be joining the football team. The only thing I said was, well, make sure compliance is good with it. And we kept walking. And so I saw that she was at practice. I thought that was cool. I mean, listen, she's a tenacious athlete. And so there was no part of me that questioned her commitment, her work ethic. I will honestly tell you that it did not hit me until we had gone to Missouri We checked into the hotel. I got up the next morning, so this is game day, and I go down in the lobby and I grab a cup of coffee and I see the soccer coach on ESPN, our soccer coach on ESPN, and I'm like, oh. And he starts talking about Sarah Fuller, and I'm like, and then the team was meeting, so they come out of their meeting rooms, and Sarah's like, hey, Miss Candace. I'm like, hey, Sarah, dap her up. Are you good? Yeah, I'm good. Do you need anything? No, I'm fine. And she goes on. And then we get on the bus, we go to the stadium, and I started texting my husband because I got chills when she ran out with the team to warm up. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's a girl getting ready to play football. I mean, it did not hit me until then. It didn't hit me until then, because all it was a young person stepping up when a team needed her. That's what we ask kids to do every day. And, many people celebrated. I love Missouri was so just embraced it. The SEC office embraced it. I saw little girls cheering in the stands. It was beautiful. But then, everybody did not like it, didn't support her. Some people said, it was a publicity stunt. I laugh when I hear that, because I'm like, if you think that's a publicity stunt, you don't know that young woman, because she's not going to let herself be used. But then you also don't know me, because I'm not going to do that to a young person. That's not why we do what we do. But what she did was she created possibility, and she encouraged people, and it was beautiful to see. And I'm so grateful to have been a part of it. I had no idea, but I'm so thankful at the reaction.
It's amazing to listen to you tell that. I'm getting chills thinking about it all over again, honestly, Candace, because it was remarkable what she was able to do, and did it so seamlessly. I mean, you're right about the publicity thing. I don't think not anybody that I know that thought that was some sort of stunt that Vandy was trying to pull.
That's right.
When you start talking about somebody who is next, doing the next thing for the team, whatever is needed and however shape or form that comes in, it sounds like, listening to you, that's your leadership style. That's kind of the way that you lead with your program and in all aspects of the university, not just in athletics, because you got your hands in a lot of things at Vanderbilt. How would you define that for us?
So my leadership style, thank you. I certainly appreciate the way that you described it, and I hope that's the case. I just want to lead with integrity. I want to, it's probably more of my preference to lead by example. At the end of the day, with all of the decisions, and you all know this, in athletics, there are just so many things, there's so many internal and external things, and all of these things sort of pulling at you. At the end of the day, we are here to use athletics to support young people and give them an opportunity to reach their potential. That's what we're doing. And I just tried to be sure that I never lose sight of that. We talk about it all the time with our staff. We all know that these are not jobs. These are just life. These are lifestyles, but it is us committing to other people's children. What a great responsibility that is, right? What a great privilege and responsibility that is. And so I just try to keep that at the forefront. I'm fortunate and blessed to work with some really good people who also believe in those same core values. And I think we just try to demonstrate it day in and day out with what we do. And, it's not easy. I've been in the position for almost a year. It'll be a year and 2 weeks. And, when you step into the seat, you inherit everything that comes with that. You inherit 100 years worth of decisions and interactions and, disappointments and celebrations. And the only thing I know to do is just to embrace that. But, for the finite period of time that I sit in this seat, I just want to make it better. Vanderbilt's been very good to me and to my family. And I just want to make it better. And I don't do that by myself. Have a great team. And, I just want to be a good example for them. So I appreciate the question, Debbie, but I certainly don't do that alone.
I've got one more along the same lines for you, Candace, because, this has been not just a COVID year. There's been an interesting social movement in our country to try to remove some of the social injustice. And I want to ask you about normalizing the fact that you're not just a female, you're a woman of color, you're an athletic director in a Power 5 league. How come everybody has to lead with Black woman or female before they say your name? You're clearly have proven that you're an exceptional leader. You love Vanderbilt. You've been invested in the university for over 20 years. And look at the people that you have surrounded yourself with.
So, Debbie, I've thought a lot about that. And certainly, I do want to be known for my competency level, for my character, for the type of environment that I'm, trying to create and maintain. Like, I want to be known for that. The reality is that I am a Black woman. We're not going to escape that. I'm proud to be a Black woman. I'm fine, and I embrace it as long as you're not using that as sort of a way to like diminish who I am. So if you're using it to celebrate me, then by all means, please call me a Black woman, because I'm so proud of that. It's who I am. But I think the other reason why people lead with it is because there are not a lot of Black women who have gotten this opportunity. And I'm telling you, there are a number. I remember Carla Williams being named the athletic director at Virginia, and I got so emotional when I heard it because I understood the power of representation. But my emotion was not because that was somebody who didn't deserve it. She's one of the smartest, kindest, just one of the best people and the best prepared people I've ever been around. I think Carla could run a Fortune 500 company, let alone an athletics department. I sort of took this like deep sigh of relief and said, finally, right? But I knew that was going to open doors and opportunities. And the reality is that there are just a lot of people. There are other people of color who are prepared. They just have not been given the chance. And, we'll use words like courage, like, it takes a lot of courage to hire a Black woman for this role. And in some ways I understand it because there are a lot of people that haven't done it. But in some ways it's really sad to say it's courageous to hire someone who is prepared and who has earned the opportunity. And so I think we've got to do a better job, the collective we, with our language. But, at the end of the day, I am humble. I mean, I think that is certainly a part of who I am. But by gosh, I know I worked hard to get to this position. I know I'm prepared. Doesn't mean that I know everything. There are some things that you don't learn till you sit in the seat. And I will remain coachable and humble. But there are some other Carlas and Candices out there that just need a chance.
And listening to you, I'm thinking tying it back into what we're doing with Special Olympics and how we're trying to do the same things that you just referenced. Dina and I are trying to raise awareness, trying to raise money. Our team with us is trying to normalize the fact that people with intellectual disability and physical disability need to be able to compete and train. We understand. We played. We understand what sport can do for our families, what it did for us. It's the same thing for people that have an intellectual or physical disability. What would you say to someone who is out there listening to you and your story and thinking about getting involved in our event for Special Olympics?
And well, first of all, I want to congratulate you all. I know that last year's event was a success. I know that this year's will be a success, and what a worthy cause. And so to even just play a small part in it, I'm so thankful. The thing that I would tell you is that it's exactly what you said, Debbie, that we're trying to all we're trying to normalize is valuing people for who they are. Right? That's what we're talking about. It's it's that simple. Right? It's that simple. I think we try to put people in containers and boxes all the time, and we try to decide for people what they're capable of. And that's a shame, because if people do that to us, we wouldn't, or maybe if it was successful when they tried to do it to us, we wouldn't be sitting in these seats. I think we do that to folks all the time. And I love, love, love the Special Olympics. And we've been very involved here locally with Special Olympics. But one of the best things is that, it celebrates who you are. And it says, like, you too can compete and make a difference. And I don't know how you can't get behind that. It's so humbling. And the reality is that all of us want to compete. All of us want to compete. And we can learn so much from competing. And the way that we define winning, we need to be broader in how we do that. That's another thing I love about Special Olympics, what it truly means to win. What it truly means to win. We have a program here at Vanderbilt in our College of Education called Next Steps, which I know you're familiar with, that when we talk about normalizing oh man, like I was a mentor for one of the students in Next Steps, and we've created some internship opportunities for them. But I remember going to the graduation and hearing them say, everybody keeps looking at us saying we have disabilities. We don't think that at all. And we just want to go to school. And so it's a pretty neat program. This was the first year that the cohort finished 4 years. So you had the opportunity to be a student at Vanderbilt in a 2-year program. This is the first time that we've had now graduates in a 4-year program. And we recognized them at graduation, and it like warmed my heart when their names were called. We had in-person graduation, and they walked across the stage, and everybody just went crazy because they highly value them as peers, as students, but as people. And it makes all the sense in the world that they would be in this community. It felt normal. And so that's all we're trying to do. So I applaud you. And I mean, we gotta know that everybody has something that they can contribute. And the Special Olympics does a great job of reminding us of that. And through sport, which we all.
You know what, Candace, you're a superstar. And Dina, we're so thankful that you would stay on our team. You were a part of our team last year, and we can't thank you enough for giving us some of your valuable time. I can't wait till we can actually come to Vanderbilt and call the games there. I'm hoping that, Coach Stack will be on my schedule again, and that hopefully Coach Shay Ralph will be on my schedule for basketball. And I wish you well. Very excited for you.
Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you all in person as well. And congratulations on this. This is wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 64. Oh, woo, 65. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 76. 77. 78. Oh, I knew 78. I knew it was off. 79. 80. Thank you, 81. 82. 83. 84. 85. 86. 87. 88. 88. 89. 90. 91. 92. 93. 94. 95. 96. 97. 98. 99. 'How many miss? 7, okay. All right, so are Allie and Courtney here yet? Okay. So we need to move the dish. Frankie, are you wearing your Jordans? Oh boy. Should I tell Allie and Courtney before that you're wearing your Jordans? Huh? Come over here.
Like Mike.
Come here, come here. We got to wait for them to join, okay? So, come here. So, if you watched the live stream last year, Frankie played pig against 2 WNBA All-Stars. Courtney Vandersloot and Allie Quigley, both of the starting backcourt for the Chicago Sky of the WNBA. Now, a little disclaimer here, this is the 25th anniversary of the WNBA. It's a big deal. The league and the product is outstanding. And I, personally, have picked Chicago to win the championship. So, when Allie and Courtney join us, I'm going to give you a little background on who they are first before they join so we can cut right to the pig, because they had a game last night, or really yesterday, on the road in Washington, and they traveled back to Chicago. They did win. They played well. They've got a player named Candace Parker. I don't know if you've heard about her before. She's an incredible all-star. You might have seen her on TNT with Chuck and Ernie and Shaq. She handles those guys unbelievably, and she handles her business on the court equally as well. Courtney Vandersloot led the league in assists last year. She is a dime. You know what a dime is, Frankie? What's a dime? Dish and a dime? Assist.
Assist.
Yeah. So last year when we played pig, Allie and Courtney, it was one of the best segments we did on the 24-hour live stream because they were in Seattle at the time because of COVID, right?
Right.
They played in the rain at a park because they were dedicated to wanting to really play pig against Frankie. And who won?
Me.
No, you didn't. You did not win.
Yeah.
They won. And what did you say as soon as you lost? What were you calling for?
Rematch.
Rematch. So this is how generous Allie and Courtney are with their time. Wait a second, they're not there yet. Don't trash talk them until they get on, okay? They're so generous with their time that they agreed to play pig again this year, and they have gone again, once again, out of their way to make this possible for Frankie. How great is that? Like, isn't that awesome that they would be that generous to be able to do that? So, what's our update?
166.
How much money we got? 166 plus 1,200? 167?
Nope. Look.
Okay, okay, Frankie, here we go. Come over here. We got Allie and we got Courtney.
Tell her to turn her phone
So, Allie, can you turn your phone sideways? Step up here right next to me. You got to be in the camera shot right here on this mark. You see this mark? Okay. All right, are they there? Hey, Barry, can you slide over a second? We're working on joining Allie Quigley, Courtney Vandersloot. They're going to play pig against Frankie. Frankie, you got your game up? Do you? Oh, I'm going to show them your Jordans, okay? We're going to show them your Jordans, okay? As soon as we get them, because they're going out of, like I said, they're going out of their way to make this happen for Frankie. You guys got to move the dish. You can move it. Just move it, like push it forward and move it over here.
That's all right, it won't get stuck on the net there.
Well, it might, but you have to just jiggle it. Okay? Here we go. One of the wheels is down right here. There we go. Okay. Frankie, you want to warm up a little bit? Okay, let's watch Frankie hit some shots. Hey, Frankie made a jumper last night on ESPN. Didn't you? Oh, they're not going to make that shot. Allie and Courtney are not going to make that shot. Oh, he's hot. Oh, finger roll. Okay, Frankie, come over here. They're getting ready to come in. Okay. Stay right here. Let's see. We're going to see him right over there. All right. Okay. Hey, Allie, Courtney, welcome to 24 hours of nothing but net. We're excited that you guys are back. Year 2 for you.
Having us again.
Year 3 for us. It's pretty cool to get a couple of WNBA All-Stars to play pig with Frankie again. There they are, Frankie. What do you think?
Come and get me.
Come and get me, he says. Look, Allie. Allie's shaking her head.
We've been thinking about this for a while.
Okay, first of all, Allie, before we get started, I want to tell you and Courtney congratulations on your win last night. Awesome.
Thank you.
What time did you guys get home last night from your trip?
Well, we were in early. We got home at about 7, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you're rested for this game of pig.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're totally in. Okay. So what's the rules, Allie? We got any rules?
I don't think so. No rules. Whatever Frankie wants.
Who gets the first shot?
Rules are. I'd say Frankie.
Okay, let me warn you, before you came on, he went inside, put his Jordans on, and what did you say when you put your Jordans on?
Be like Mike.
He said, be like Mike.
Be like Mike. Can't go wrong with that.
We appreciate you guys being here. Okay, Frank, you get the first shot.
Do it to him, bud.
Floater off the back rim.
All right. Courtney's going to take the first shot over here.
Courtney won last year. Frankie immediately called for rematch.
All right, I'm up.
Inside the free throw.
I say, let's see what Allie does. You got to make a free throw? We've been making a lot of those around here. Oh, yeah, you got to make a shot right in front. Come on, Frankie. Oh, short. P.
P for Frankie. Got a baseline jumper. Bank shot,
Baseline
bank shot.
jumper
She's calling
for
bank.
Courtney.
Oh,
Oh, she missed.
she missed.
Allie's turn.
I'm gonna go with an old school hook shot.
Oh, hook shot, Frankie. Easy. Oh, Allie Quigley doesn't miss much. Neither does Courtney. She made it. You got to make a hook shot. Close to the basket. Get close to the basket. Closer. Closer.
Oh yeah!
Count it. Oh, Courtney missed. No, she doesn't have a P. Oh, she does have a P. I'm sorry. Courtney, you got a P.
That's a P. I got a P.
Okay, it's Allie's turn.
I'm gonna try a floater like Frankie.
Ooh, floater like Frankie. Let's watch. Oh, she missed. Your door is open. Any shot you want. Now, pick a shot you can make so you can get another letter on Courtney.
Hey, we gotta be Courtney. Whatever it takes.
25-footer.
Can you make that shot?
Oh, almost.
Courtney's turn.
I'm going for the bank again.
Oh, Courtney does not have the hot hand today. No, you missed. She missed. Oh, you made it. Oh, I'm sorry. Count it. So Allie's got to make it. Ooh, Allie's got a P. Courtney's got a P. Frankie's got a P. Any shot you want, buddy, you're up. Do one you can make. Pump fake. Drive. Reverse. Woo! Good luck with that one, you WNBA All-Stars.
Yeah, I see you, I think. Yeah, go
Fake, fake.
Ow!
Oh! Oh, Courtney. P.I. Courtney. Oh. Courtney, what happened?
It was the reverse. I was thrown off by the reverse.
Okay, it's Allie's turn.
All right, the sun got in my eyes. I'm gonna close my eyes and shoot a free throw.
Ooh, she's gonna close her eyes and shoot a free throw. Uh-oh, she can make this.
You'll have your back to it. She won't know.
Oh, she missed. Okay, now if you can make a shot, remember Courtney's got P.I.
Come on, Frankie.
What? Hey, what's her weakness, Allie? What's her weakness?
Floaters.
Floater, floater. Oh!
Yeah, Frankie. Got her. He's been working on him, but I don't know.
Uh-oh, let's see. Courtney, the pressure's on. She's not used to being under pressure. Oh! She's out! The reigning champ of 24 hours of nothing but net pig is knocked out first.
Nice, Frankie. You got her. You got me with
Frankie,
the
you're a
floater.
tough competitor.
Frankie,
Okay, Allie, you got to deal with Allie now.
I'm gonna do a behind the basket shot.
Uh-oh. She can make this. Here she goes. Oh, any shot you want. Okay, wait a second. Courtney, what's her weakness? Courtney, what's her weakness?
Apparently. No. Yeah. Go to your strength.
Go to
Doesn't
your
have a lot of
strength.
weaknesses.
Bring it.
All right.
Oh yeah. That's what got me.
Good coaching, Barry.
I saw him make it earlier. It was beautiful.
Oh boy, Allie's. This is a tough one for Allie.
Can you handle that?
Let's see. Can she handle it? Oh! She missed.
PI.
What does she have?
PI. No more.
Now, PI, you have a P. Do you want to do a little trash talking right now?
Just don't fall asleep.
Don't fall asleep. What kind of trash talking is that?
Time, Matt.
It is early over here.
Okay. Here you go, Allie. Here we go, Frankie. Any shot you want, dude.
Let's go, Frankie. Come on, Frankie.
Do it, Tom. You need help? No, you got it. You got it.
Oh, good try, good try.
Good try.
Frank.
I'm gonna go with a lefty free throw.
Ooh, left-handed free throw. Oh, yes, you can. Ooh, she missed. I can't, never seen Allie miss this many shots, Frankie. You must have intimidated her.
It's too early.
Clearly.
Got this, Frankie. Come on.
Oh.
Wow.
I didn't mean to talk trash right now.
She missed.
That's PIG.
That's
PIG.
You tell it? Come here. Come over here. Let's see. Hey, what a game. What a game. Way to compete.
It's athletic for me. All the athletic moves got me.
What's the temperature there in the park that you guys are in Chicago?
About 60, yeah.
60, okay, good. That's not too bad, right, Frankie?
What
What do
about
you
you
say
guys?
to Allie and Courtney for competing with you?
Have fun. Have a great day.
Yeah, what great competitors, right? Hey, Allie and Courtney, just for the record, I picked you guys to win the championship this year. No pressure.
Not anymore.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks for having us here.
No, Frankie said not anymore. He is a trash talker. Listen, you guys are tremendous. I know how giving your heart is. I know how much you care about Special Olympics. Just tell us why you wanted to be involved this morning. I know you have a rigorous schedule, but yet you took time to do this with Frankie. Why'd you do this, Allie?
Just to see, how excited he is about it and give him this opportunity, give us this opportunity. It brings us just as much happiness as him, and just to let everyone know that everyone deserves to compete, and competition brings so much happiness, and we're just so, so grateful to be a part of it.
And Courtney, as well, thank you so much for your time. I know how tough things get with the start of the season. I know you guys are ready to go, but what did it mean to be able to play pig against the Frankie Antonelli?
And Patrick.
Oh, well, I wasn't expecting him to kick my butt, but it was a good time. What a true competitor he is, and thanks for having us. We really appreciate it. We're going to do this every year. You let us come back for sure.
You guys are terrific. We can't thank you enough for taking time. This was a highlight for Frankie. We've been waiting all 24 hours to see you guys, and maybe next year rematch. What do you think?
Rematch again with me and Patrick.
We're coming for you, though, Frankie. We're coming for you.
I got next.
Thank you guys. You're fantastic. Hope to see you on the road this season. Good luck.
Same to you. Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Frankie.
Winner. Okay. Is Coach Brownell here? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to stay right here. Yes. Do we have Coach? Actually, let me go in here. I'm going to go in here, William. Frankie, you want to sit with me? Okay, you get that. Okay. I'm going to see Coach right now.
I won.
You did win. You can tell him. All right. What a game. Way to compete.
It's all cussing him.
It is? Right. He's a good coach. Right. B-Mac.
All right, ready?
Yep.
There you are.
There he is, Coach Brad Brownell, the Clemson Tigers coach. Thank you so much for joining us on 24 Hours of Nothing But Net. It's great to see you.
Yeah, good morning. How we doing, Frankie?
How you doing about now?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good. I just heard that you maybe were shooting a little game of pig over there.
Yes, I did.
He went inside. He put on his jorts.
Well, how'd you?
And he said he was going to be like Mike. And he beat Allie Quigley and Courtney Vandersloot of the Chicago Sky. He beat a couple of WNBA All-Stars in pig. What do you think of that, Coach?
Hey, not a surprise. I've seen him shooting Little John on a regular basis now. He's got a great stroke. Takes after his mother.
Frankie says he saw you when he was working at Your Pie. Did he make you a pizza?
He did, and he makes a good one.
Hey, Coach, I know how philanthropic you are, and I love the culture that you have created around your basketball team. Why is getting involved with Special Olympics so important to you?
Well, it means the world to us. You know our relationship with the Clemson Life program. I don't even remember how many years ago now, probably 7 or 8, we started getting involved just with our team by having a little semi-camp, if you will, for Clemson Life, and had the students come over and work with our players and come watch a little bit of practice and then get out on the floor. And it was just a great experience, and it's something that took off to where now I think almost every athletic team at Clemson has a Clemson Life Day. And it's really great. We just enjoy having kids like Frankie at Clemson, giving them the opportunity to get a great education, to begin to learn life experiences, to do different kinds of things, whether it's be involved with one of the athletic teams like Frankie is with the women's team. We've obviously had several Clemson Life managers, and it's really good for our players too, just for those guys to be able to interact. And so it's certainly something that we think is important and something we enjoy every year.
Well, Coach, what a year you had. Congratulations to you on your season. I wish that I had had a game to be able to come to Clemson and cover, but we did a lot of stuff from home this year. How did you guys navigate it just in general to get to the end?
It was certainly a unique season. I've been doing this a long time, and this was as challenging as any, not only for, players, coaches, administrators, and really blessed the way our administration did everything possible to try to give us the opportunity to play. Can't thank my players enough for the many, many sacrifices that they made throughout the season in order to have a season. They really didn't do much this year except go to practice and play an occasional game and study, and really set aside everything else in order to have a basketball season. We had a mature group. We had a group of older seniors that really were great leaders, and I think kept our team focused. Like a lot of teams, we had our COVID breaks, and one of them didn't go very well when we came back out, but I think we learned from it, and it was really a great life experience in terms of understanding, when you make sacrifices with a group, what you can achieve. And I think our guys had an unbelievable year. I wish we would have had you in the NCAA tournament like a couple years back. We played a lot better when you were announcing the game. We didn't play quite as well in the NCAA tournament without you there.
Well, that was a couple of years ago. That's a Sweet 16 run, man. That was fun.
Oh, it was a great year, and it was fun to have you out there with us, because I know you've watched our team and had us during the year, so to share that with somebody like you that appreciates good basketball and understands our situation at Clemson was memorable.
Coach, I want to go back to something that you were talking about. We were talking about your culture. I read this about Amir Sims. I saw a picture of him on social media when in his cap and gown, and how excited he was to graduate. And what struck me was not that he just that he graduated, which we know that's an incredible feat for anybody to graduate from college, but that he said, IPTAY and the Clemson Athletic Department Foundation, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
You have created a culture where the guys love Clemson so much that they're ready to give back when they can. That's just incredible.
Yeah, we're in a new culture of basketball now, obviously with the transfer situation and immediate eligibility, and I'm afraid that's going to change some of the things in our basketball world. One of the best things about coaching is watching kids develop, for 4 years. And a young man like Amir Sims, who, I try to remind some of our young players that, hey, there were games as a freshman when Amir Sims didn't play. He got the DMP. And a couple years later, he's an all-conference player, multiple years. But when a kid goes through those kinds of challenges and understands how to get better, how to work, how to improve, I think there's a deep appreciation for the experience. And I think what you saw with a guy like Amir is a guy who really appreciates what IPTAY gave him, which was an opportunity. And so he's grateful for that. Clyde Trapp, Jonathan Bear, our other seniors, extremely grateful to what IPTAY has done for them, and then I think they feel an obligation to try to do that for other folks. We've got a huge sign. It's about 10 feet tall in our locker room. It's our Tiger Pride wall, and we have the letters Tiger Pride on it. And we have all our graduates come back and sign it. We have all our former players, guys that played back in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Anytime they come to campus, we want them to sign our Tiger Pride wall as just to show pride in our program and keep them connected. And certainly our seniors this year are leaving with that. But that's my main concern moving forward with college basketball is you're going to start to lose some of the kids that have been with you in 4 years.
I want to talk to you about Clemson life for a second because obviously Frankie has benefited greatly from having the opportunity to have a post-secondary college experience. I mean, he has a job, he goes to class, he lives independently, he's in a fraternity, he gets to work for Amanda Butler, as you mentioned, as a manager. I mean, he is living his best life, and we are so proud of him. And Clemson has given us an incredible opportunity for him to show that he can grow and he can mature and he can succeed. When families like ours right now, there's an 11% acceptance rate to get into the Clemson Life program. That's 89% of the families that want to have an experience that only Clemson can provide because it's truly unique amongst all the other schools that have a program. What do you think about those statistics and just the kind of experience that not just Frankie gets, but that your players get to experience with the Clemson Life population?
Well, it's an incredible group of young people that we get a chance to spend a time with. Most of them come to our camp that day or days, and then we kind of see them throughout campus and begin to develop relationships with guys and gals that go to school. And you just hope that some more universities can develop a program to do this because there's obviously a need. And you want young people like Frankie and our guy, Money Rob, Frankie. Have you talked to Money Rob lately? Yeah, that's our guy. He just graduated. We're really proud of Money Rob.
Yeah, Money
that's right.
We're a big fan of his. He was one of Frankie's roommates his first year.
Yeah, he and Frankie came in there pretty close together, and you just see what it does in terms of the growth that happens in young folks like Frankie. I know you've seen it. We see it with the guys that work with our program, the gals that we get to kind of watch from year to year. And I'm hopeful that we can create more experiences like that for these folks. Because as you said, they're independent. I mean, they become independent. They've got jobs. Certainly they have class. They have a full experience. He's having a better life than half my team. He's in a fraternity. He's got a job. He's going to practice. He's playing intramurals. Frankie, man, no wonder you got a great life. Are you coming back next year? Do you get to come back?
Yes, I am.
That-a-way. Did we have a big announcement earlier in the year or anything like that? Because he got his COVID senior year back.
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
He gets his. He's the first fifth-year graduate student in the Clemson Life program. How about that?
I know it.
Hey, they only do that for special folks now, Frankie.
I hear you by now.
I hear you, Brownell. Is that what he calls you? He calls you Brownell.
Yeah, he calls me Brownell. He's
Brownell.
good.
Coach by now.
Yeah, well, he calls us Frank
That's
and
right.
Debbie, so we're sort of used to it. Hey, one last
Hey, he's
thing,
a grown
Coach.
man now.
I can't thank you enough for your time, especially on a Sunday morning away from your family. But just what Special Olympics means to you, and you need to know that we are at $169,000 that we have raised in 24 hours of nothing but net. It's amazing.
Holy cow, you got to be kidding. That's unbelievable.
166.
What is my shooting percentage? What's my shooting percentage?
Yeah, how are you doing on the shooting? That's
166.
So I'm at 94% with another round of shooting. I just have to make another 100 free throws. 94%.
unbelievable. I need you to come up here and work with some of our guys.
You think I can get some street cred now when I walk into Little John when I see your team?
Me too.
Well, I know that. I know they don't want to shoot against you.
It took a lot of training and fitness. I mean, you would love my free throw burpee routine. It's ridiculous, but it works.
I actually heard about that. That's something we may implement over here at Clemson basketball to help increase the focus from our guys a little bit. That's pretty good off-season training.
It's a really good fitness exercise. I think it helped me. Plus the ability to have muscle memory and self-correct because, I'm getting AARP mail and I'm feeling it right now.
Come on now. You're not even close to that. I don't want to hear that. I've seen you in action.
How's your golf game right now, Coach?
Fair to middling. I'm just kind of getting started. I've been out twice this season. Haven't had much time. But plan on playing here a little bit more, starting probably end of the month.
Well, I hope we can have your golf event again and I get a chance to come up and play with you. I really enjoyed that day, and I'll start practicing to get ready for it if you got me on your team.
That sounds good. You're an ace putter. I got to have you.
Frankie's the putter. Frankie's the ace putter.
I believe it.
I take a golf class.
Yeah, he took a golf class. He's really, we can play 9 holes. He can walk 9. He can play 9. It's fun.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, Coach, just again, Special Olympics and, $169,000. We had no idea. When I first came up with this is our 3rd year. A lot of people were scratching their head, and, I didn't even know if I could complete the task of making 2,400 free throws, but it's overwhelming.
Well, what you're doing is remarkable, and it's inspiring, and it's certainly needed. So we're greatly appreciative of all you've done here for us in South Carolina and what you're trying to do, nationally. I know this is something that's going to take off, and happy to be associated and help any way we can.
Well, I want to thank you for your time again and for coming on the live stream with us for 24 hours of nothing but net. And we really appreciate your friendship. We appreciate you being able to take the time. So thanks, Coach. Want to say anything else to Coach before he goes?
Strong and powerful, Coach by now.
Strong and
all right, buddy.
Coach Brownell.
Absolutely. I love it. Look forward to seeing you both when you get back to campus.
Okay, Brad. Thank you so much.
Okay,
right,
bye-bye. Y'all be good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
See ya.
How cool was that, Coach Brownell, right? That's awesome. Clemson Life and Clemson University is absolutely amazing. So what do we got next, guys? Oh, did we save one of the best for last? Brad Brownell leading right into Packer and Durham. Mark Packer, Wes Durham, 2 of my great buds that have been huge supporters of what we're doing. And we're going to throw to it right now. Take it away, William. 24 hours of nothing but net just keeps rolling on. We're going to go back behind the scenes with 2 of my best buddies, Wes Durham and Mark Packer. Packer and Durham show on the ACC network. These guys are so gracious with their time, and they're both big supporters of the Antonelli family, Team Antonelli, and this event, 24 hours of nothing but net. What's going on, guys?
Another
good.
day, another dollar. And we're shooting free throws. That's what I'm talking. The wind's blowing from the southwest. We got to make some adjustments on that bad boy, but we're making cash for all the right reasons, right? That's what this is all about.
There you
Love
go.
it.
Pac, right from the get-go, I know you guys Wes has known me for 100 years, but I know you were kind of scratching your head going, you're going to do what? And how are you going to make this happen? I mean, it was a little bit crazy. I know you guys were doubting me at the beginning, but that's my motivation, right? That's my fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just think doing it from your driveway makes it even cooler because, you've got the neighborhood involved. You got folks out there on lounge chairs, having beverages, having barbecue sandwiches, rooting everybody on. It's beyond a grassroots effort, but the bottom line is, from the goodness of your heart, it's what it's all about, and that's giving back to community and giving back to an incredible charity. It's just a great concept, and you've just knocked it out of the park, and I know this weekend it's going to be bigger and better than ever before.
Well, and I'll add this, Debbie. If you can't do it at Scottish Hills Park, you might as well do it in your driveway. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. If the Scottish Hills subdivision will not let you shoot baskets for 24 hours there because of some ordinance, then you got to go to the driveway in Charleston. How's that?
That's our place, Wes. That's where you and I met. It's where we grew up playing. I want to show this to you guys because I think you get a little kick out of it. Can you see what this is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that. 1974 free throw contest champion.
What do you
Thanks,
think about
Grandpa?
that?
Thanks, Grandpa?
My grandfather took me to the Knights of Columbus free throw shooting championship. I was the only girl, and I was 10. I was 10. And I had no idea. My grandfather said, come on, we're going to go down there. And I know, I'm just thinking about how proud my grandfather was to think that he could take his 10-year-old granddaughter down to the Knights of Columbus and she could outshoot the boys. I won a medal. My mother found it and had it put on a plaque. My mom and dad had it put on a plaque for me.
That's awesome.
And I keep it here in my office, but I thought, who would appreciate this knowing me from way back more than Wes?
That's exactly right. I mean, because I told you, Pac, the Debbie game was strong years ago. I mean, play with the boys, no problem. Pick them up with Steve Hall and Jabbo and Winky Gelston and
oh my gosh,
all those guys at Cary. All the vaunted rival Cary imps would show up to play pickup ball, with those cut out of the 3A ranks at Apex. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, Debbie's running game. And, my friends are turning going, she's killing us. I'm like, yeah, I know. All right, let's just keep playing.
That's back when we used to cut our sleeves off our T-shirts, and we'd go down and Wes would have his cutoff T-shirt on. And, we'd be going Cary versus Apex.
That's it.
And I always love to tease Wes because this is true. And this is what happened. I mean, Wes talked the whole game.
I did. It's like I was already doing a game, Pac.
Yeah, that's not surprising at all. But, Debbie, no disrespect, you're not the only one that can shoot free throws, because I could take you back to when I was 12 years old in Winston-Salem. And at the time, the under 12 free throw shooting champion of Forsyth County in not only free throws, but also the under 12 in golf. I had both belts at the same time at the age of 12. Thought I was Ric Flair before Ric Flair.
Woo! I love it.
Okay, so my Jack Jensen stay-at-home basketball camp free throw championship with ML Carr rebounding for me at the Y on Market Street in Greensboro, that doesn't count at all?
It does.
Okay, that counts. Okay, and I won one at Carolina's camp too, Pac, with Roy Williams running the gym.
Wow. Now that's some swag. Now that's carrying some serious weight.
Yeah, that's
Debbie,
all I got.
So Debbie, you goofed around with us on the show, on the TV show, about it's one thing making them, but at the rate in which you make them, I think is the most impressive deal, because it's one thing to say, oh yeah, I went out there and shot 100 free throws, but the object is to make them, and that is one thing you absolutely do.
Well, here's my theory behind that. Honestly, I mean, it is not about the free throws. We know that, but the better I can shoot it, the better the story is for Special Olympics. And we have an incredible story, our family. Team Antonelli, from my oldest son, Joey, to my youngest son, Patrick, my husband, Frank, and everything that we do here to help Frankie be the best that he can be requires an entire team. And it's not just under this roof. There's so many different aspects to it, and Special Olympics has played a huge role. So if I'm getting AARP mail and I'm out there torturing myself, trying to get ready, I expect to shoot it at a high level. And I think that there's a lot of people that expect me to shoot it at a high level now. I set the bar too high the first year, Pack. Man, 94%, even I was kind of scratching my head going, wow. I mean, I'm shooting it better than I thought I was. I wasn't even sure I could even finish the task. And then the elements do kick in. So I'm not making an excuse, and I wouldn't do that. Wes would probably kick me under the table if we were sitting here together. But, you know, the wind, the night, the things that I wasn't sure about what I might experience during the night being outside, I'm ready for those things now. And I just pray for good weather. I pray for no wind. I'd rather have cold than wind. You know, you start thinking in your mind, I'll trade off, you know, God, I'll make a deal with you if you don't make it windy, you know. You know how those things run through your mind as a competitor.
All right.
Debbie, while you're talking to the big man upstairs with the weather, see if he can't get us some gasoline.
Gasoline. I knew the gasoline story was coming for you, Packer.
Listen, it's cool that we're making a bunch of money for Special Olympics, but I'd come down there and visit you, but I couldn't get out of the county without running out of gas.
You know, next year when we go, we've added a couple of states this year, Minnesota, Oregon, and Rhode Island. I have shooters in all those states, and eventually I'd like to have somebody in every state that can do a similar thing and raise money to keep the money in their own state. Sure. So we've got to find somebody in North Carolina, Pack. Maybe you're it.
Oh, there.
Let me tell you something. At the rate I'm going, I'm not going anywhere, so I might as well be shooting some free throws. In fact, I'd be down there with you now, other than Dabo's got his event, the All-In Ball, this weekend.
Right.
So we're going to be in Clemson. But other than that, you know what? We might be able to stir it up here in North Carolina, get that started.
But here's the problem, Debbie. How much are you getting consulted by coaches? All your buddies who are coaching, whose teams struggle at the line, you show up to do the game. How many pocket clinics are you delivering? That's the thing I want to know, because you're shooting it at such a rate that I don't care if it's the big tournament every year in March or if it's, you know, just a game a couple times during the week. How many pocket clinics are you giving? That's what I want to know.
You know, the street cred is important in what we do. We have to admit that, right? So when we walk in the gym, you know, I don't want the kids to think I'm a total loser from way back wearing high socks and short shorts, you know. But it's more. I feel more like my son Patrick receives the stress of it, because you know, the first year he was still in high school, and gosh, when he missed a free throw at the free throw line, I felt like all the parents were looking at me, and I'm just going, I don't know. I mean, I try to help them. Sometimes they just don't want to listen, you know. But Patrick, you know, my son Patrick is a D3, getting ready to be D2 point guard, because Emory and Henry, where he goes to school, is moving up to D2, and so he's a really good player. He keeps it in the right perspective, and you know, Wes. I mean, I was a shooter in college. I didn't get to the free throw line unless the other team got a technical. So I didn't get there very often as a player, but I sure am glad that I can still be healthy enough and can compete in a fitness level to be able to do this, to make this story really impactful for Special Olympics.
Oh, no question. We said this when you were with us on the show. I think the level of the volunteerism and the way we think about it with ESPN and the ACC network on so many fronts, you know that. I mean, you're one of several people that have a charitable interest that I think is really critical to us as people on the network and people affiliated with the company that do some sort of give back during the year, whether it's through, you know, promotional stuff or actual activity like you're talking about. Jordan Cornett's going to do a huge event for his brother's foundation in August. That's an important piece for him. I think that's kind of what we're responsible for too. And Pack and I talked about it when the show launched, and you know, we got sidetracked a little bit about this with the pandemic, but it's an important piece for a lot of us to have in our DNA as people who get to talk about sports for a living, to be honest. And you know, I've always respected not only who you are as a broadcaster and a woman, but now to do this and do it at the level you're doing, it's just amazing. And we're proud to help out just a little bit along the way, as they say.
Well, you guys are great. You're great teammates. You know, your brothers. we do have a certain responsibility as on-air talent to make sure that we are doing our part. When I was growing up, I thought everybody on TV was rich and famous, and I know that's not true. But I do think that because we do have a platform and we can choose to use it for good, and we have an incredible story with the success of Frankie and what he's been able to accomplish, because people like you and others care enough to try to create opportunities for all kids to have a chance to play.
You know, I know you told us during the week of where you were from a financial standpoint and what the goal is. I think you're going to blow it out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I think everybody's sitting there at home looking back on, hey, we've been stuck at home for a year. How can I go do something that's kind of cool, unique, and different? And like I said, what you've created here is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's so easy for people to get involved and still follow through and live vicariously through all the folks that come on board and have fun with this thing. It's just a great, great idea. So I know you're going to knock this thing out of the park.
Well, I'm counting on you guys. You know, I'm counting on you, and I appreciate what you do. And I thank you for inspiring me to keep shooting at a high level. And you know, I love you, and I can't thank you enough for taking time to be here.
I got to figure out one year when you're standing in the driveway that all of a sudden Packer and I pull up with a bunch of lawn chairs and a cooler and a cooker and a grill. Maybe we get McLean to bring that Traeger grill he's always showing off on social media, Pack. I mean, if he likes to cook it so much, he ought to tow that thing down to Charleston and just go at it.
Well, Debbie, I told you, I think we should just hijack a food truck, and whatever money we can generate from the grill, we put it right back into the pot here and keep raising some more money. And, you know, there's bound to be a little brown water to make sure we can make it through 24 hours of free throw. I will tell you that much.
Listen, man, Pack, bourbon and beer in the backyard, other drinks in the front, and you know, that's the way we roll. And, you know, I've done so many wonderful interviews, and I have not given out my address publicly, but I always say if people know where I live, they're welcome to come. Just bring a lawn chair. And I do think between the number of people that watch on the live stream and those that show up in the yard, you can feel the love and support for Special Olympics. And it's not just the money, it's getting people involved and active and doing something for others. I don't know how that can't make you feel good.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
You guys are great. I love
Debbie.
you. I appreciate you.
Anytime. You bet. Good luck. We're all pulling for you.
And remember, after about 4 o'clock, that late afternoon sun, maybe some dark shades, you got to watch the wind direction. It changes down there in that low country. You got to play the wind. It's like a good golfer. You got to play the wind.
I'm counting on you two next year for sure. Book it.
See you, Debbie.
Good luck. See ya.
I love those guys. Two of my favorite at ESPN. I grew up with Wes. He's such a great friend. And Packer, I hate to say that Mark Packer was right about a lot of things. Since we pre-taped that before we got started shooting, he was right about us busting our goal, that's for sure. I mean, incredible that we're at 169.1. That is amazing. At $169,100. There's still plenty of time. We're getting ready to get into our final hour, and there's plenty of time for you to go to 24hoursnbn.com and make us a donation, and any donation will automatically qualify you for a Dr. Dish and a trip to Disney by our friends from Years of Experience. My friend Amy Westerman was here last night on the live stream with us telling us about the trip. It's very exciting. And I can't thank my partners at Dr. Dish enough for everything they have done to support me in all the 3 years. And you know what? I feel like I have shot till my arm fell off. It's about to fall off. I got 100 more to go. But before we do that, we're going to get a live look in at Rhode Island and Minnesota, our two shooters that are completing their 24 hours of nothing but net. We got Stephanie and Charlie?
We got Stephanie and Charlie, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Let's bring them up, William. Hey, there's Dave Dorn. I think that's Dave, right?
It is. And there's Charlie in the background. He's got one more to go, I think. We've been trying to time it out with you.
Yeah, Charlie. One more. Oh, off the front iron. Oh, Charlie, national television is watching. Charlie, come on, dude.
He's been worried about this the whole time.
Oh, he hasn't missed missed since we went live. That's the pressure of TV. Now you know what my real life's like.
Come on, Charlie. Finish it, Charlie.
You got it, Charlie. Finish us off strong here, bud.
Last one.
Last one. Bring it home.
All right, we need a little Charlie chant here. Send
All
some
right,
vibes.
Charlie.
Charlie, 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 Charlie. Come on, Charlie. Yeah! Hey, Minnesota, 2,400 free throws. Way to go, Dave. We are so happy to be partners with you guys. We're so proud of what Charlie and your team has done in Minnesota, and thank you so much for joining us in our third year. We can't wait to continue building our partnership.
Well, likewise, and thanks for including us. I'll tell you what, we have Abby Hirsch here, one of our star athletes. She's actually on our board of directors as well as a multi-sport athlete. So here to help us cut down the net now that we wrapped everything up.
We're so excited for you guys. That's the thrill of this whole event, is being able to share this moment with your family, with your athletes, with all the relationships that you've built in Minnesota, and cut down the nets, baby. That's what it's all about.
We got our ladder. We have been waiting for this. So obviously we got a little ahead of ourselves there towards the end, but it's been a fun run, and you guys have done some great stuff. And watching you go is and all the people you brought to the table has just been phenomenal. So thanks for what you're doing for the movement and including other states. We really love that.
We can't wait, Dave, to extend this for next year. And I know you got lots of ideas, and we'll convene after we get a little bit of time to put the arm in an ice pack. But this is Dave Dorn, the CEO of Special Olympics Minnesota, and we can't thank you enough. Together, we're at $169,100. It's absolutely phenomenal.
How about that? That is phenomenal. That is a true testament to this effort and what you've begun here. So we love that we were a part of it, and like you're saying, I think this can really be a big deal to include every state across the country. So we're looking forward to being a part of that.
Well, we're going to need you to help us grow this platform. And as we see you in the background cutting down the net, we're going to watch you take a cut of the net, and then we're probably going to head over to Rhode Island and see how they're doing.
All
we
right.
want to see you cut down the net too, Dave. Go over there.
All right, I'll get one down here.
Oh, cutting down the net is a special thing. It is what we do as champions, and certainly Minnesota and Charlie Dorn and his effort for 24 hours is a championship effort, Charlie.
Thank you. It was fun. It was a blast to be a part of it. So thank you for
proud
all
of you. Did you get any sleep?
I did not. I thought maybe the 20-30 minute nap would make it work. So.
Oh, is that Dave cutting down that? There's your dad. That's fantastic.
Thanks again for everything. It was awesome. It was very fun.
We love seeing you, and we're so glad that you could be a part of it. Thank you so much, and we'll look forward to talking to you, and we'll certainly see you next year on 24 Hours of Nothing But Net.
Absolutely. Won't miss it. We need to do a little training this time.
It requires significant training for somebody as old as me. It is major training, and it's year-round to be ready for this event. So, Charlie, you got, you're only 30 years old, man. What are you talking about?
It's the COVID. COVID. I'm not in shape yet. So by next year I'll be good.
You know what? I 100% counting on you, and I know you will. And Dave, thank you for your team and your team's effort, and we look forward to future success with Minnesota.
Count on us. We love it. Thanks a lot, Debbie. Really appreciate it.
We'll see you guys soon.
Awesome. Thanks. Right. Good luck with your last 100.
Thank you so much. I'm going to need it. And so, William, do we have, there's Stephanie finishing up her last 100 in Rhode Island. Stephanie Cora.
Got Dave cutting down that. There's your dad.
Come on, Steph, finish strong, baby.
Thanks again for everything. It was awesome.
Well, we love seeing you, and we're so glad that you could be a part of it. Thank you so much. And we'll look forward to talking to you, and we'll certainly see you next year on 24 Hours
Yeah,
of Nothing But
Steph,
Net.
nothing but buckets, baby.
We need to do a little training.
Yeah, is that it? 2,400?
Subbing in Ryan for the last 5.
Oh, Ryan gets the last 5. Come on, Ryan.
Ready for this event. So, Charlie,
yeah,
you
Ryan,
got
that's one.
you're only 30 years old, man. What are you talking about?
We're talking, COVID. I'm not in shape yet. So by next year I'll be good.
You know what? I
You got this, Ryan.
Well, and they
2,397. 2,398. Come on, Ryan. Take your time, Ryan. We're finishing a marathon, bud. You got this, buddy. 2,999. Oh, one more. Oh, one more, Ryan. Come on, dude. You got this, buddy.
Ryan, not give up. Strong.
Yay!
That was 100.
Team Rhode Island, 2,400 free throws in 24 hours. Way to go, buddy.
Yes, you did it.
Yeah,
You did it.
teamwork right here.
Yes.
Bring it in, guys. Bring it in. That's awesome. Steph, how are you feeling?
Feeling better. Feeling really good. I'm very happy I was part of this. Such an honor. So happy that Ryan could be here with me. So happy all these people could be here with me. I have some of my girls from my Wheeler team rebounding. I have family around me now. Just perfect ending to a perfect event.
Stephanie, we appreciate so much your efforts, you and Ryan. You know, as a part of the team, we have raised $169,100, still counting.
So incredible.
That's how we roll, man.
So incredible.
That's how we roll, Ryan. You're absolutely right. Are you guys going to cut down the net?
Yes, we are. Would you like to do that right now?
Yeah, let's get to it. Let's do it. That's what
All right,
champions,
let's do
that's
the
what
option.
champions do.
Hey,
I can see them.
yeah, over here. I love you
Wait,
guys.
come sit over
They
right
are.
over here.
Stephanie Coro, our shooter in Rhode Island. Team Rhode Island did a fantastic job. Team Minnesota, Team Rhode Island, and Team Oregon, all a part of our partnership to grow 24 hours of nothing but net. If you're listening and you're a shooter, potentially in another state, hit us up. We're looking to expand this. We want all 50 states at some point to have a shooter for 24 hours of nothing but net to raise money to stay in their state. And that's what we're doing. Together we've raised, as I said, $169,100 and still counting. And certainly Stephanie and her team over there in Rhode Island did a fantastic job, led by her inspiration, our guy Ryan Fleming.
Yes. Lifesaver. Him coming in late to the game.
You know, that's just the case with the free throws.
Way to stick those shots, Ryan.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
These are my Wheeler girls. Came to rebound.
Got to have some rebounders, Steph. They're really important.
Yes. And this is my main rebounder, Andrew. I've been friends with him since we were like in kindergarten together.
Oh, that's awesome. Good job.
And then we have my boyfriend, Josh, who helped me raise so much money. He's helping get the word out there. He's rebounding, staying up with me all night. He's part of it.
We know it takes a total team effort. That's what we got here too, Stephanie.
For sure. I couldn't have done it without any of these people. And this is my nephew, Cole. He's very excited to be part of this.
What's up, Cole? Good job, buddy. Thanks for helping out Special Olympics, dude.
You're welcome. And then Maxton, his twin brother.
Maxton, way to rock it, bud. Good job.
And then the coolest camera out. Cat.
117.
Look at the camera.
Wow, we're so glad you have your family there. And while you've been cutting down the net, Stephanie, we've gone to $170,000. Our number keeps going up. We can't thank you enough. You want any final words from you about your experience with 24 hours of nothing but net?
Definitely one of the things I've ever done. Can't wait for next year. And we're not done yet, so keep donating if you're listening.
That a way to fundraise, Stephanie. Good job. 24 hours, nothing but net. You're always going to be on our team now. Thank you so much for what you did in Rhode Island to organize, and we can't wait to build our partnership with you.
Yes, looking forward to it. Thank you for everything.
All right. Wow. Very cool. All right. So $170,000. It's just amazing. We're so grateful and so thankful to everyone that has donated. I've got another 100 shots that I'm going to make, but before we do that, we're going to throw to a video with Dean Stevens. Dean Stevens is an anchor here for the ABC affiliate who's a great partner and friend of 24 Hours of Nothing But Net. And typically he would be here with us for the closing ceremonies. However, he is watching his son play baseball, and that's really important for him and important for us that he gets to spend that kind of quality time. He's a busy man, and we're so appreciative of his time. And he came over the other day and spent some time with us. Take a look at this. Well, I'm so pleased to be here towards the end of 24 Hours of Nothing But Net with my dear friend, Dean Stevens. Dean, you've been a big supporter of everything that we've done here to help Special Olympics, not just on this event, but everything that we've done with the Antonelli, Team Antonelli.
Well, it's awesome to be here. I grew up with a family friend who was a Special Olympian, and Patrick's awesome to this day. Gosh, now he's in his 50s, and so am I, and you're still 32. But yeah, what an amazing thing. And I wanted to kind of touch on, everybody talks about the preparation part of this, right? I was thinking today, what's recovery look like, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't very well lock yourself in. You got your family, you got your boys home.
You know, I don't get a day off. You ever get a day off? There's
No.
no days off.
No.
I'll sleep. I'll hydrate. I will probably, the second day is okay. The third day is when I need to probably get a workout in. So that's what I'll be thinking. That's my plan right now.
Talk about expectations and how this event has not even close to what you thought it was when you
No.
first dreamed it.
Dean, I had no idea. First of all, I didn't even know if I could complete the task myself. And then when I presented it to Barry Coates at Special Olympics, he's like, what? You want to do what? Okay. All right, well, if you want to do it, let's give it a try. And then his team jumped in with my team, and we have just been able to do so much good for Special Olympics. We've raised so much money, so much awareness. We can start using the M word, the million word. We're going to be point something million at the end of this in 3 years, which is just phenomenal.
That's crazy. And for people that don't know, or they're just joining, or they're just becoming aware, how this money benefits South Carolina Special Olympics.
So it goes directly to the athletes. So programming and training, their ability to compete. And what has been missing during the pandemic is if you felt isolated, and we all have at times because we can't do what we usually do, think about this group of athletes that can't get together and organize. It's much more challenging for families with children with special needs to get groups together to organize, and that's where Special Olympics comes in. They provide the platform, everybody gets a chance to play, and you know, with your three boys and my three boys, we know how important playing is and being involved.
Something that our TV station got involved with was something called the Jefferson Awards. We started it about 5 years ago. It's an organization that started back in the early 70s, and we present somebody, the Jefferson Award, once a month, somebody that we honor people in the area of volunteerism and community service. A year ago, it was this lady and this event. Take a look at the story.
She's followed the bouncing ball her whole life, and it has led Deb Antonelli to exactly where she's meant to be.
In sports, we always talk about outcomes, right? Winning, the end result. Really, it's about the process. You know, it's about the journey along the way.
What a journey it's been from her playing days at NC State
For College of Charleston to be at 13.
to one of the game's most respected analysts.
This is really unique that the 4 matches up in size with them. Usually you think the 4 seed would be a lot bigger.
Her most important starting 5, her family.
It's how we've used sport to raise our children, how we've used sport to teach team and why team is important in our society.
The motivation behind her drive to help Special Olympics, her son Frankie. A born entertainer. Frankie was born with Down syndrome. He's now a rising senior at Clemson and part of Clemson life.
All right, let's go.
There are 5 nonprofit boards that I sit on, and Special Olympics is not one of them, but that to me, because it's so personal for us, that and having participated in Special Olympics.
In basketball, shooters shoot. And that was Deb's goal 2 years ago, 2,400 free throws in 24 hours.
It was so out of the box thinking, such a crazy idea that let's just try it and see how it goes.
Year 1, she raised $85,000. Year 2, the pandemic put on a full court press.
It was a couple of sleepless nights trying to figure out if this was the right thing to do based on the pandemic and the economic situation that our country's in. So would people have extra change that they could throw Special Olympics?
She was forced to change venues from a controlled climate to her home court, her driveway, but her shot never wavered. Neither did the support.
A great testimony to South Carolina and sports. I mean, if you just think about Dabo Sweeney and Frank Martin, Dawn Staley, Earl Grant, Duger Bockham, Chris Singleton, Mia Hamm, all the celebrities. Thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely. This is awesome. I love when you do this.
When the final shot was made and the net was finally cut, there would also be one final check cut.
I've never met Bill Murray. I always wanted to meet him. And I said, hey, Mr. Murray, I've always wanted to meet you. My name's Debbie Antonelli. He said, I know you. You're the free throw girl. I saw you. And he knew all about the fundraiser. And he said, how many did you make? Now, how many did you make? I said, I made 2,400. He said, well, that's what you're going to get. And so he wrote a check for $2,400 on the first tee at Bulls Bay.
And that pushed you over 125.
That put us over 125.
Her shot is pure. Her servant's heart is nothing but net. Her purpose is to provide hope and inspiration.
I know there's some parent out there that's just starting their journey with their child that has intellectual disability, and Special Olympics is a great landing spot for anybody that needs something more.
Some of the money raised last year, Clemson Life took a trip of a lifetime. A Special Olympics tournament in Atlanta followed by an Atlanta Hawks game. This more than just a game for Deb. When programs are being cut, Special Olympic games sidelined because of the pandemic. Raising awareness is more important than ever.
It doesn't change still the need for healthy lifestyles and conditioning and training and preparing to be the best that you can be in other aspects. So we just sort of shift our focus a little bit away from the games and on the process.
So when we leave tomorrow morning,
Deb's process keeps her on the court.
great.
There is no game plan for her last dance.
I'm excited about next year. Like Frankie says,
Strong and powerful.
you got to be strong and powerful. So I'm working on it.
So to give you a little bit more background on the Jefferson Awards, Hillary Schaefer is the CEO and executive director of Multiplying Good, and she's got a pretty tight connection to the Jefferson Awards. Her father, along with Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, one of the founders. Take a listen.
If you think about 1972, right, the country was going through a constitutional crisis post-Nixon and Watergate, and it was a country that was busily tearing itself down. And the founding vision of the Jefferson Awards was to tell the very best stories of the very best Americans, both nationally and locally, and use that power of storytelling with scale to elevate the best of the country and to inspire those who were doing amazing things to think that they could do more and to multiply the impact that they could have.
Our third ceremony had 60 people, and we had the privilege of doing it in the original Supreme Court, right under the dome in the Capitol. And the founding co-chairs were Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis and Senator Robert Taft Jr. The original board of selectors was a who's who of top Americans. Muhammad Ali, Hank Aaron, the ball player, Neil Simon, the playwright, Jack Valenti, special assistant to Lyndon Johnson, Charlie Bartlett, who was a nationally syndicated columnist, and on it went like that.
People around the Bay Area that are making their mark on the community through service are being honored for their efforts.
The Jefferson Award winners for 2016 got their medals tonight.
Our media partners are amazing. It's local television stations, radio stations, and newspapers all across the country. We reach 100 million Americans every year.
Workplaces are effectively an amalgam of the people who work there. Employees want to be recognized for the things that they care about, for the things that they accomplish both in the workplace and for the things that they care about outside the workplace. With our Champion Network, which now represents 8 million employees and has recognized thousands of employees, what we hear from them is that transformation to culture is really powerful, again, through the lens of service, again, through the lens of telling the stories of the very best of what's happening in the people that make up who they are. There was one driving story that drove me into really wanting to take on this organization. We had a school in Elizabeth, New Jersey called Benedictine Academy. It was a struggling school. These young women were all first-generation American. And we first went in and engaged them in our youth program, and we asked them what they cared about. And their first reaction was, nobody's ever asked us that before.
No one ever asked them, what's your big idea to change the world? And here we come. And that completely transforms their attitude about themselves and their self-respect.
Service for us is about the individual. It's about unlocking the potential in that individual through the lens of service as an intervention that in turn creates better communities. And today, as we think about how that translates, we are in a country divided again. And one of the few salves to division is service. We've become a culture of the self. And service is one of the few things that can bring you outside of the self.
In America, service is the responsibility and the joy. And the benefit of service is it brings everybody together. And that's the spirit of multiplying good.
All right, so thanks to Hillary Schaefer and Sam Beard and for everybody involved with the Jefferson Awards. Kind of cool. What Deb won't tell you is that she was selected to represent the Low Country International Gala. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Who are you?
Frankie.
Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. I have something for you. Do you remember that we gave your mom a medal when she won the Jefferson Awards?
Yes.
I have one for you today. Hold on. So this is just the same medal that your mom got. Look at that. So that says Jefferson Awards Multiplying Good.
Yes.
And it's the power of service to others, and then it's the signature of the 3 people that started the organization, because that's what you and your mom do, right?
Right.
The power of service to others. That means that you help other people.
Yep.
And when I think power, I think Frankie.
Yep.
Right? What do you always say about power and strength?
Strong and powerful.
Strong and powerful. So you like this?
Yep.
Awesome.
I deserve it.
You do deserve it. And how about your mom?
I'd be impressed.
I'm impressed too. I love you, Frankie.
You too.
You gonna shake my hand?
Yes.
Give me a hug. All right, let's send it back out to your mom. She's got a special guest.
Well, thank you so much, Dean. Thanks. We're sorry you can't be with us, but you know we love you, and you're always forever a part of this event. So I'm here with Emily Schultz representing Multiplying Good and the Jefferson Awards here locally or across the state, actually. Emily, thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. So happy to be here.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what you do and how people can nominate someone for the Jefferson Award.
Sure, absolutely. So as mentioned, I'm actually a program manager for Multiplying Good in the state of South Carolina. My main position is ultimately to work with our youth programming. But ultimately, just to give you a little background, kind of to repeat a little bit what was mentioned in the video so people understand who we are and what we do. Multiplying Good was actually founded in 1972 by Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, Senator Robert Taft Jr., and Sam Beard. And basically the story goes that Sam was at a cocktail party with Jackie O and said, you know, we have all these recognition platforms in our country where people are recognized for being actors and singers and writers, but nothing for community service, which is the heart and soul of our country when you think about it. And the power of that service brings, especially when a country is divided. And so the National Institute for Public Service was founded. And back then, they mainly recognized national public figures, but they recognized that it was the everyday grassroots unsung heroes that really deserve the most recognition. People like yourself that are raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for things like Special Olympics. And so our media partner program was born, and we partnered with radio, newspaper, and local television stations. And hundreds of media partners across the entire country recognize people like yourself every single month. And so if anyone else is interested in nominating someone for a Jefferson Award, they can just simply go to our website at multiplyinggood.org and find their local area, and they would be able to nominate.
Emily, we're on behalf of Team Antonelli, we're so pleased to represent the Low Country at the National Gala, and thank you and Multiplying Good for selecting us. Dean Stevens is such a great storyteller, and he has told our family story so well over the years, and I can't thank you enough for taking time to be here on the live stream. You know, $170,000 is what we've raised so far, and I don't think we're done. I think we still got a few people out there that are thinking about it, and we certainly could use the help for Special Olympics for sure.
Well, we can't think of anyone more deserving than you, and congratulations to you and Frankie for all that you've done bringing light to this very important cause. You truly epitomize what it means, the power of service to others and multiplying good. So thank you for that, and good luck on your final shots.
Thanks, Emily. I've got 100 more to go, so I'm going out there. All right.
Best of luck.
Thanks
Let's
for
do it.
being here.
You're welcome.
All right. That's Emily Schultz from Multiplying Good across the state of South Carolina. What a great organization to work for.
That's what we try to do.
Very cool. All right. Thanks for being here, Emily.
All right. You're welcome.
Okay. Okay. Hey. All right. Woo, okay. Gotta make. That'll be at the end. Okay. Let me get a few warm-up shots in. Okay, Patrick, let me get a few warm-up. I've got to get a few warm-up shots in for the last 100. I've been sitting for a little while. Oh! Oh, Patrick, my legs are sore. Okay, thank you. Okay, $170,000 and one more round of 100 to go. I got a feeling that when I get done shooting my 100 that there's going to be more money in there. I just feel that there are people watching on the live stream that are thinking about whether they should help us, and we need your help. So it's my last plea. If you can, please, 24hoursnbn.com, $170,000 is in there right now. Help us move that number up a little bit more, please, okay? All right. Okay. Ooh. One. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23, 24, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. 47. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 64. Short. 64. 65. 66. 67. Short. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. 80. 81. 82. 83. 84. 85. 86. 87. 88. 89. 90. 91. 92. 94. Ah, 96, no mercy, Frankie. 97. 98. 99. Ah! I am. All right. We did it. Yep. So Frankie takes the ceremonial last shot. Let's go, Frankie. Okay. Frankie, boys. Right here. Okay. Got Antonelli, Team Antonelli. So, Frank.
Got work to do.
Look at these guys. Aren't they handsome? Yay. There's not anything that we do in our house that doesn't require an entire team effort. So everything, all the training, all the times that I'm working out and Frank was taking care of other things for us. I appreciate everybody pitching in and stepping up and doing their thing so that we could raise over $170,000 for Special Olympics. And can't thank our neighbors and everyone enough, all of our family and friends, everyone that's here that is here to help us and supported this event. In 3 years, we're so pleased with what we've been able to do. I haven't added up all the other years to find out where we are, but if somebody can do the quick math for me, 85, 125, and 170, and what does that come up to? 171. No. We're at 171.
For this year, 171.
171 for this year. So we did go up while I was shooting. I knew somebody was going to step up and help us. Trista, do you have something to present?
They are amazing. I like to donate these $300 for this wonderful family.
Thank you, Trista.
You're welcome.
You're so great. Okay. Wow. That's so sweet. That keeps our total going. That's another $300 for Special Olympics. I see Trista. Okay. Before we cut down the nets, I need to thank a few people. First of all, I need to thank our friends at Pepsi for their $10,000 gift. Pepsi Stronger Together is their community initiative, and they thought enough of our community to make a $10,000 donation. So my friend Derek Lewis, if you're out there watching, thank you so much, man. You really have helped us have an impact in our own community. I'd also like to thank Dr. Dish, my partners in this event from the beginning. If you've made a donation, you are automatically qualified to win a Dr. Dish. So that will be decided in a few weeks. We're not going to be doing that tomorrow. And then Amy Westerman and Years of Experience, the Disney trip, 4 days, 3 nights, a 4-day park hopper tickets. So it's a great prize, and we appreciate Amy for doing that. I'd like to also thank the Milioris. The Milioris have made over a $10,000 donation from their restaurant and from the Miliori family. If you haven't been to Mig's Pizza on 41 and Highway 17, I highly suggest that you go. They dropped off pizzas last night and we had nothing left after they dropped all the pizzas. Everybody ate. And I'd also like to thank Dr. Kevin Hogan. Dr. Hogan was here yesterday. He made a $7,400 donation. He is our family dentist, and he is a guy from Indiana who loves hoops, and he loves hanging out, and we had a great time with him. So, and I'd also like to thank my cousins, especially my cousin Dan Mannix out in Utah, who once again stepped up and made a significant contribution to be able to help us. So there's a lot of people that had a lot to do with what we were able to accomplish. The other people that I would really like to thank is all the celebrities, all the actors, all the coaches, all the sports personalities that spent time with us over the last 3 to 4 weeks to use their platforms to join in with us to help us create not just more funds, but also to help us create a lot of awareness about why Special Olympics is important. And we can't thank them enough too. So who else did I forget to thank? Anybody?
Davis and Olivia.
Oh, yeah, your friends at school. We thank all the Clemson Life friends and all the Clemson family and all the coaches. And so this is my shooting. And 94%. So I guess that free throw burpee routine was worth it. Yeah, it was torture, but it was worth it. So
2,400 out of 2,556 over 24 hours for 94%.
Wow. Yikes! People ask me all the time what my free throw percentage was in college. I don't know, but I never got there unless the other team got a technical foul. That was sort of my game. The other team got a technical, I would shoot the free throws for our team. So right now we're gonna cut down the net, okay? Oh, thank you, and Dina Dill, my co-host. Come on out here, Dina. Come on, B-Mac. Come on, where's the crew? William, come around in front. Please. Come on. Please, William. Look, this is our crew right here. Now, William is the king of stream, and he initially said, "You know what? I'll come and stream your 24 hours for you." And I said, "William, nobody's going to want to watch me shoot free throws." He said, "Yes, they will. We're going to build up this incredible program. We're going to make it a 24-hour live stream, and we're going to add production value to it." B-Mac helped us do that. Brian helped us do that, and so did Dina Dill. We're so pleased that this is our crew right here. These guys rocked it. So Barry Coates and his team at Special Olympics, Sue, Amy, Sandy, Lee, Mike, and to make sure I don't forget someone, everybody did an incredible job. And we can't thank you enough for giving us this opportunity. Barry, for believing in it from the very beginning that this might be something that actually might work. So we've done a pretty good job, Frankie, right? All right, let's cut down the nets. What do you say? All right, let me say, wait, I'll decide who cuts down the nets, okay? So first, Dina, cut a piece of the net, please. Come on. Come on.
Smart boy, that Frankie.
Mm-hmm.
Do I start here? Anywhere I want?
You start at the top. You don't know how to cut down the net?
No. Those are scissors.
Stop laughing.
There you go. Now take that piece. Good job. All right, Dina. B-Mac. B-Mac is the dude right here. Available for consulting on all social media needs. He's my guy. He's from past Christian, Mississippi. He came all the way here to help us with this event.
The beast.
Good job, B-Mac.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, you want to stay? Thanks, buddy. Okay. William, come on. You got to cut a piece of the net, man.
Like you.
Down that ladder enough.
Don't give Papa device.
Very cool. He knows how to cut down the nets. Okay, great. Okay, Barry Coates. Where's Barry?
Hey. Very good.
CEO of Special Olympics, Barry Coates.
Don't forget.
Okay. Hey, good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Howard and Terry, our PR. Come on.
Should be Terry, but she's got on a dress.
So I already was giving Terry a hard time because if you're playing for a championship and you know you might be able to cut down the net, you never wear a skirt. It's a rule in basketball, Terry. It's a rule. It's just a rule. Thank you, Howard and Terry.
We're not big on rules.
Yeah. Mel, where's Mel?
Right here.
Yeah, Mel, come on.
Mel.
Frankie's trainer.
20 years now I've been training him. 20 years. 20 years he's my trainer.
20?
20 years.
Not 20.
Seems like it. I've got 10 years. 10 years of work.
Thank you, Mel. Good job, Mel.
10 years.
Patrick. Team Antonelli. Team Antonelli. I hope it's not the last net.
No.
Hmm? No, they're not. Joey.
Good.
We forget, oh yeah, Frank.
Frank.
Come on, Frank.
You gotta do that again.
Straight. Me and you? We done? Huh?
Now Frankie and Debbie.
Frankie and Debbie. Okay. You want me to cut a few pieces and then you can cut some? You got to cut the last two. Okay? There you go. Right in there. Oh, one more. Oh, you got it. Hold it up. Let's hold it up. Turn this way. Look at William. Woo! All right. Okay. Let me pull all these out. We'll give a piece of these nets to some people, okay? Oh, hold it up, Frankie. Right here. Hey, hold it up right here. Right here. Yay! Camera right up here. Hey, okay, cool. You got it? All right. Well, what an incredible 24 hours. Thank you again to all of our sponsors, all of our supporters, everyone that took the time to be invested in trying to make a difference in our community, because that's what Special Olympics does for families like ours and some of the other families that are gathered here. And we're really excited about what we were able to do, adding Rhode Island, adding Minnesota, and adding Oregon, and we plan on adding more states as the years go on. I'm going to keep shooting until my arm falls off, and I'm ready to have a beer. But thank you so much for especially all of our guests, everyone that was on the live stream. Thank you for everything that people did to help us get over 171. Dina, where are we at?
171, 354, and the site will stay open for a week.
171, 354. That's what we're going to go off the air with. $171,000, 354, and the site is going to stay open for a couple of weeks because we know there's more money out there that hasn't come in yet, and Special Olympics could really use your help. On behalf of the Antonelli family, and on behalf of South Carolina Special Olympics, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to some portion of this 24 hours of nothing but net, and grateful and feeling blessed that we were able to get this done. Thank you so much.